Starting a new life is a challenge many of us face at some point. It can feel overwhelming, uncertain, and even a little scary. But it's also a chance, a fresh beginning where you get to decide who you want to be and what kind of life you want to live. This journey isn't about making sudden big changes all at once. It's about taking steady, clear steps every day that add up to real, lasting transformation. In this guide, you'll discover practical advice you can use immediately. You'll learn how to take control of your daily choices, clear the clutter that holds you back, build new habits that support your goals, and handle the hard parts with courage and honesty. You'll find ways to protect your peace, guard your energy, and keep growing even when no one else notices. If you're ready to stop waiting for the right moment and start shaping the life you deserve, this is your path forward. You don't need permission or perfect conditions, just a willingness to begin and keep moving. I'll walk with you through each step, offering clear, simple guidance that anyone can follow. Get ready to take control, create new routines, face your past without fear, and build a future that reflects your true self. This isn't just about change, it's about growth, resilience, and finding your peace every single day. Let's start this new life together, one choice at a time. Chapter 1. Let go of everything that holds you back. The first step to starting a new life is to stop carrying what no longer belongs to it. Most people try to change their circumstances without changing what's weighing them down. They want a fresh start but stay wrapped in memories, regrets, attachments, and old versions of themselves that no longer serve them. Real change begins when you learn to let go fully, completely, and without conditions, not halfway, not with excuses, not by waiting for closure. You begin by choosing to stop giving power to what already passed and cannot be changed. That's when your real freedom begins. Letting go doesn't mean pretending nothing happened. It means you're done letting it control you. The pain, the mistakes, the people who hurt you, the failures, the years you think you wasted, it's all over, unless you decide to relive it every day. Most people don't realize they're doing this. They wake up and instantly remember everything they regret. They keep talking about how someone betrayed them. They replay their worst moments, like a movie in their head. And slowly, they build a prison made of memories. But you were not born to stay stuck in your past. You are here to rise above it. There is no new life with old weight. That weight can look like a broken relationship you never healed from. It can sound like your inner voice telling you that you're not good enough. It can feel like shame, guilt, self-doubt, or even fear of repeating the same pattern. And unless you release it, it keeps shaping your decisions without you even noticing. You stay quiet when you want to speak. You say yes when you mean no. You stay in comfort zones that suffocate you. You dream of more but settle for less, because some part of you believes that's all you deserve. So the first truth you must face is this. You cannot build a new life while clinging to the old one. Start with yourself. Look at what you've been carrying. Name it. Don't run from it. Is it resentment? Is it shame from a past choice? Is it fear of being abandoned again? Is it the voice of a parent who never believed in you? Be honest. This is the work most people avoid because it hurts at first. But facing what holds you back is the only way to break its hold on you. You don't have to understand everything. You just have to be willing to stop giving it room in your life. Certain. But right here, right now, while your heart is beating and your spirit is ready to rise. Let go, begin again, and never look back. Once you've identified what needs to go, take action. That's the difference between wishing and changing. If there are items in your home that trigger pain, remove them. If you keep rereading old messages or photos that bring you down, delete them. If someone keeps crossing your boundaries and draining your peace, create distance. If your social media makes you feel small, unfollow what doesn't help you grow. These steps may seem small, but they are powerful. They send a clear message to your mind and body. I am done living in what no longer serves me. You don't need anyone else to give you permission to move on. Some people wait for an apology that may never come. Others wait to feel strong before making a move. But the truth is, strength comes from doing the hard thing while you still feel weak. You reclaim your power by acting like the person you want to become, not the one you've been. You begin by doing the things your future self will thank you for, even if it feels uncomfortable now. Letting go is not a one-time event. It's a daily choice. Every morning you wake up and decide what you will focus on. Will you keep feeding the story of what went wrong, or will you start writing the story of what can go right? Will you keep replaying conversations that hurt, or will you practice creating new ones that heal? You get to choose where your energy goes, and your new life begins the moment you start choosing better. Start with your thoughts. Your mind is the engine of your life. If it's full of regrets, fears, and negative self-talk, no external change will matter. You can move to a new city, get a new job, meet new people, and still feel stuck if your thoughts are pulling you backward. Train yourself to notice when you're replaying what you should be releasing. Replace the habit of rumination with action. Go for a walk, write down what you're feeling, do a workout, clean your room, talk to someone who lifts your spirit. Do something that reminds you the past is over, and you are still here. Your emotions will resist this. Your body has been wired to respond a certain way. If you've lived in stress or sadness for years, your nervous system may panic when things start feeling better. That's normal. Don't mistake comfort with truth. Just because pain feels familiar doesn't mean it's where you belong. Remind yourself daily, I don't live there anymore. I don't owe my past any more time. My job now is to show up for the life that's trying to grow inside me. One of the hardest things to let go of is identity. People stay stuck because they confuse who they were with who they are. If you were once afraid, it doesn't mean you have to keep being afraid. If you once failed, it doesn't mean you're a failure. If someone once rejected you, it doesn't mean you're unworthy. These are events, not definitions. You're allowed to rewrite your identity at any time, and it begins by refusing to keep telling the same story. Start speaking as the person you want to become. Start acting as the person you believe you can be. That's not pretending, that's growth. Another part of letting go is accepting that not everyone will come with you. Some people were part of your past, not your future. This can be painful, especially if you've built years of connection. But if that connection is tied to an old version of you that you're shedding, then letting them go is an act of self-respect. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to explain everything. Just move in the direction of peace. If they're meant to grow with you, they will. If not, bless them and keep walking. Don't confuse letting go with giving up. Giving up is when you stop trying out of fear. Letting go is when you stop holding what's hurting you. It's an act of courage, not weakness. It means you're making space for something better. You're choosing to invest your energy into what lifts you instead of what weighs you down. That is strength. That is healing. That is how you start a new life with clean hands and a clear mind. Letting go is also about releasing control. Some things happened that you didn't ask for. Some people walked away when you needed them most. Some opportunities slipped through your hands. You don't need to keep wondering why. Sometimes life takes things from you to make room for something greater. Sometimes it removes what you think you need, so you can find out what you truly need. Surrender is not giving up. It's trusting that your future does not depend on what you lost. It depends on what you build next. Give yourself permission to change. You are not obligated to stay the same just to make others comfortable. Growth will make you look unrecognizable to some. They may not understand your decisions. They may question your path. That's okay. Your life is not up for debate. You were not born to live a small, safe version of yourself. You were born to rise, to evolve, to build a life that reflects who you truly are, not who you've been trained to be. This chapter is about reclaiming your life by dropping what does not belong in it. Not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now, you don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the first step. Look at what you're holding, decide what to release. Take action, speak the truth, forgive where needed. Create space. Breathe. This is your moment. You are not your past. You are the one who gets to decide what happens next. And it all begins with one brave choice, to stop carrying what no longer serves the life you're here to build. This is where your new life begins, not by adding more, but by removing what doesn't align with where you're going. The weight you put down will free you to move faster, think clearer, and feel lighter. You will stop trying to fix what broke and start building what lasts. You will stop replaying what hurt and start remembering what's possible. And most of all, you will begin to trust yourself again. Not because everything is perfect, but because you chose to stop being pulled by your past and started being led by your future. You don't need to wait for a better moment. The best time to begin is always now. Not when things feel easy. Not when everything... Chapter 2. Decide clearly who you want to become. Most people drift through life reacting to whatever comes their way. They follow routines they never questioned. They hold beliefs they never chose. And they wake up each day playing a role they didn't write. If you want to start a new life, you can't live on autopilot anymore. You have to stop, look in the mirror, and ask yourself a question most people avoid. Who do I actually want to become? This decision is the foundation of everything. It shapes your actions, your thoughts, your goals, your habits, your entire future. Without it, you'll keep living someone else's life. You'll follow paths you don't care about. You'll chase approval instead of purpose, and you'll waste years wondering why you feel empty even when things seem fine on the outside. Becoming someone new doesn't begin with changing your clothes, or your job, or your location. It begins inside. It begins with choosing a vision, not just a list of goals or things you want to own. A vision of the kind of person you're becoming. Strong or passive. Focused or distracted, kind or bitter, disciplined or impulsive. That choice is yours. But most people never pause long enough to make it. They're too busy surviving the day, and deep down they're scared of what that kind of decision really means, because it requires change. If you don't choose your identity, your environment will choose it for you, and that's dangerous. Because the world has no shortage of expectations, it will push you to be safe, to be predictable, to follow the crowd, to keep everyone else comfortable. It won't encourage your growth. It won't reward your truth. That's why deciding clearly who you want to become is not just a nice idea, it's survival. It's how you stop being shaped by the world and start shaping your own life. The decision must be clear. Vague ideas like, I just want to be happier, or I want a better life, won't change you. You need to define it in simple, real words. I want to be someone who keeps their promises. I want to be someone who takes care of their body. I want to be someone who creates, not just consumes. That kind of clarity gives your mind a target. Without a target, your effort is scattered. You'll try everything and finish nothing. Once you've decided who you want to become, the next step is to align your actions with that person. That's where most people fail. They wait to feel like the person they want to be before acting like them. But the truth is, you don't feel your way into a new identity, you act your way into it. You don't become disciplined by waiting to feel motivated. You become disciplined by doing the work, even when it's hard. You don't become confident by reading books about confidence. You become confident by doing things that scare you and surviving them. Ask yourself, what does the future version of me do every day? How do they start their morning? What kind of thoughts do they allow? How do they speak? What do they tolerate? And what do they no longer accept? Then start living like that person now. Not perfectly, not instantly, but intentionally. Every small decision either pulls you closer to that version or keeps you stuck in the old one. There will be resistance. Your current habits will try to keep you where you are. Your mind will look for comfort. It will try to talk you out of doing what's unfamiliar. That's normal. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're trying something new. And with every choice, you're proving to yourself that you don't have to stay the same. Some days you'll feel lost. You'll wonder if you're doing it right. You'll fall back into old patterns and feel like you've failed. Don't let that stop you. Starting over is not weakness, it's part of the process. What matters is that you keep coming back to your decision, that you keep reminding yourself of the person you're becoming and why it matters. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. One way to stay consistent is to write it down. Keep a journal each day. Write one sentence about who you're becoming and one thing you did to move in that direction. Over time, this creates momentum. You begin to see that change is happening, even if it's slow. You begin to build self-respect, not from achievements, but from effort, and that self-respect becomes your fuel. People around you might not understand your decision. They might resist it. They might joke about it. They might ask why you're trying to change. That's because your growth challenges their comfort. That's not your problem. You didn't come here to stay small so others could feel secure. You came here to live fully and honestly, and if that means losing a few people along the way, so be it. What you gain is far more powerful, a life that's truly yours. Don't chase perfection. Don't try to become someone flawless or admired. That's not the point. Becoming who you want to be means becoming someone you can respect, someone who shows up, someone who tells the truth, someone who keeps going. That is rare, that is powerful, and that is how a new life begins. Not from escaping who you were, but from committing to who you now choose to be. You may not have all the answers today. That's okay. What matters is that you're asking the right question. Who do I want to become? That question will shape everything else. Let it guide your choices. Let it help you say no to things that don't fit that vision. Let it remind you that you are not stuck. You are in transition. Every single action you take is a vote for the future version of you. And here's the secret most people never hear. You already have what it takes. You don't need to wait to be chosen. You don't need to wait to feel ready. You don't need permission. You need a decision. A decision that says, I am done being a shadow of myself. I am done drifting through days I don't remember. I am done living a life that looks good but feels empty. I am ready to start showing up as the person I was meant to be. Not someday, not next month. Now, today, right now is a crossroads. You can continue living the story others expect from you, or you can begin writing your own. You can keep doing what's familiar and safe, or you can take the first real step towards something better. It doesn't have to be big. It just has to be true. One honest decision to become someone who no longer runs from their own potential. That's how you start a new life. By choosing who you will be, and then doing what that person does, even when it's hard, even when no one sees, even when it feels awkward at first. That's how real change begins. Not with luck, not with chance, but with a clear decision followed by honest action. And once you've made that decision, never go back. Keep choosing, keep becoming, keep walking. You are not lost. You are becoming. Chapter 3. Take full control of your daily choices now. No one hands you a better life. It doesn't show up in the mail. It doesn't wait around for when you're in the mood. A better life is built by what you do with each moment, and most importantly, by what you choose. Your life right now is the result of thousands of daily choices, some small, some big, but all of them added up to create where you stand today. That's not something to fear. That's something to claim. Because if your choices built this life, then your new life begins the moment you decide to make better ones. Most people underestimate the power of their everyday decisions. They focus on major turning points: what job to take, what person to love, what city to live in. But those don't shape your life as much as what you choose every morning when the alarm rings, what you choose to eat when no one's watching, what you do with the first hour of your day, what you say when you're angry, what you ignore when it feels easier to escape. These small decisions are the true architects of your future. If you want change, you must stop handing your power over to impulse, excuses, and temporary feelings. Your future will not be built by comfort. It will be built by choosing what aligns with your values, not just what feels good in the moment. That means taking responsibility for every decision you make, from the time you wake up to the time you fall asleep. You may not control everything in life, but you control what you say, what you do, what you focus on, and what you let into your mind, and that is enough to change everything. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. No one's coming to manage your time for you. No one's going to stop you from scrolling for hours. No one's forcing you to stay stuck in the same cycle. That's your choice, and you can make a different one starting today. You can stop being owned by habits that drain your energy. You can stop blaming time, people, and circumstances. You can begin acting like the person who takes full command of how their day is shaped. Start by looking at the first hour of your day. How you begin sets the tone for everything that follows. Do you reach for your phone first thing and lose yourself in other people's lives? Or do you take even 10 minutes to be present with your thoughts? Set an intention and start with clarity. The person who owns their morning owns their mindset, and the person who owns their mindset owns their life. Next, look at your routines. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to the level of your patterns. If your days are full of choices made out of habit instead of intention, you're living a life on repeat. You must be willing to break the loop. This means questioning what you do, not just once, but every single day. Ask yourself often, is this helping me become the person I want to be? Is this feeding my future or starving it? That kind of self-check builds awareness, and awareness builds control. Taking control of your choices also means removing the illusion that you don't have time. Everyone has time. The difference is what they do with it. You will always make time for what matters. If something is always getting pushed to the side, it's not because you don't have time, it's because you haven't chosen it yet. Don't lie to yourself. If you want to improve your body, mind, relationships, or career, you need to start choosing actions that reflect that. Not once, every day. You also need to stop overcomplicating things. People waste years waiting for the perfect strategy, the right moment, or the best motivation. What you really need is to make one good decision and stick with it long enough to see the results. Start small. Choose to read instead of scroll. Choose to walk instead of complain. Choose to be honest instead of avoidant. These decisions aren't flashy, but they will shape the way you see yourself, and once you believe you're someone who makes better choices, you become unstoppable. Understand this deeply. Every choice is a vote for who you want to be. When you skip the workout, it's not just about missing a session, it's about reinforcing a story that says you don't follow through. When you lie to avoid conflict, it's not just about keeping the peace, it's about telling yourself that your truth doesn't matter, And when you say yes to things that drain you, you're telling yourself that your boundaries are optional. That's how most people slowly lose their sense of control, by making small decisions that go against who they want to be. To gain it back, you must start choosing with awareness and commitment, not just what feels easy, but what feels right. You may have to choose discipline when your body wants rest. You may have to choose silence when your ego wants to speak. You may have to choose structure when chaos feels familiar. These choices won't always feel good in the moment, but they will build the strength and clarity you've been searching for. Sometimes you won't feel like making the right choice. That's okay. You don't need to feel like doing something to do it. Feelings are not your guide. Your values, your decisions should reflect the person you're becoming, not the emotions you're having. If you wait to feel ready, you'll spend your life waiting. If you choose what's right regardless of how you feel, you'll build a life rooted in strength. Taking control also means making fewer excuses. Excuses sound reasonable. They protect your comfort, but they cost you progress. Every time you say, "I'm too tired," "I'm too busy," or "I'll start tomorrow," you push your new life further away. That pattern has to end. Replace it with action. You don't need to be extreme. Just be consistent. Make one solid choice today, then do it again tomorrow. That's how momentum is built. That's how you earn your own respect. Don't confuse control with pressure. You're not trying to be perfect. You're trying to be responsible. That means owning the impact of your choices without punishing yourself for every mistake. If you mess up, own it and move forward. Don't spiral. Don't wait to start over next week. Fix it the same day. Power is found in quick recovery, not long punishment. You are not here to be flawless. You are here to live awake and aware. No one can take this responsibility for you. And that's a good thing, because it means you're free. Free to change, free to improve, free to build a life based on intention, not reaction. When you own your choices, you own your freedom, and that is where everything shifts. It won't be easy. You'll have to let go of comforts you've outgrown. You'll have to break patterns that feel familiar. You'll have to make choices others won't understand. But that's the price of transformation. That's what it takes to live a life you can be proud of, not one built on accident, but one built on purpose. So starting now, take ownership of what you allow into your day. Take ownership of how you respond to challenges. Take ownership of how you treat your time, your body, your mind, your relationships. That level of control is not a burden, it's a gift. Because when your choices are yours, your life becomes yours, and that is when everything begins to change. Chapter 4. Clean your space to clear your inner world. Look around the space you live in, the room you spend your time in, the corners you walk past every day, the shelves, the floor, the bed, the desk. Look closely, not with judgment, but with attention. What do you see? What have you allowed to stay that no longer serves you? What have you forgotten, ignored, or pushed aside for too long? The answer is right there in front of you. Your space isn't just a place, it's a mirror. It reflects what's happening inside your mind, your habits, and your choices. If your outer world is cluttered, your inner world is overwhelmed. If your environment is chaotic, your thoughts are restless. And if you want real peace, if you truly want to start over, then one of the most powerful things you can do is clean your space. People think changing their life means massive action, but it often starts with something simple and physical. Clearing your environment gives you something immediate you can control. When everything inside feels uncertain, organizing your surroundings becomes an act of grounding. You take responsibility for what you see, what you touch, and what surrounds your daily experience. It's not just about being tidy, it's about creating an environment that supports clarity, strength, and forward movement. Everything you own is either helping you or holding you back. That drawer you never open, that pile of papers that's been sitting for months, that corner of the room where clothes gather dust. These are not just messes, these are delayed decisions. Every time you walk past them, your mind registers something unfinished. You carry that weight, even if you don't notice it, and the more unfinished things you let pile up, the heavier your spirit becomes. That's why cleaning your space isn't just a task, it's an act of release. It's how you begin letting go of what you've been unconsciously tolerating. Start small. You don't have to overhaul everything at once. Choose one area, a shelf, a chair, a table, a drawer. Set a timer if you need to. Give it 10 focused minutes. Pick up every item. Ask yourself, does this belong in the life I'm building? Not the life you used to have, not the one other people expected. The life you are choosing now. If it doesn't align, release it. You don't need to keep things out of guilt, nostalgia, or fear. You don't need to hold on just because something once had meaning. The person you are now is allowed to outgrow what once felt right. You'll be surprised by how emotional this can get. You might come across objects tied to painful memories. You might hesitate to let go of something because of who gave it to you. But remember this, your peace is more important than a memory trapped in an object. You are allowed to move forward. You are allowed to create space that supports who you are now, not who you were then. As you clean, you'll notice something else shifting. Your mind will begin to calm down. That mental noise you've been carrying will start to fade. You'll feel a quiet clarity that comes from being present with your space. Cleaning is a form of meditation. It anchors you. It forces you to be in the moment. You're making choices. You're setting boundaries. You're deciding what belongs. That sense of control builds confidence. It reminds you that you are capable of shaping your surroundings, and by extension your life. Cleanliness is not about perfection. It's about alignment. When your space reflects your values, you think clearer. You breathe easier. You move through your day with more focus and intention. You spend less time looking for lost items. You feel less distracted. You free up energy that can now go into what truly matters: your growth, your healing, your goals. A clear space leads to clear decisions, and clear decisions lead to real change. This is why people who change their lives often start by changing their environment, because they know their surroundings influence their choices. If you sit in a messy room, your mind feels dull and heavy. If you wake up in a clean, peaceful space, you feel more hopeful. You are affected by what you see, even if you try to ignore it. So choose to be intentional. Choose to shape your space to support your future, not repeat your past. There's also something powerful about the act of doing. When you clean, you're not just thinking about change. You're physically engaging with it. You're moving your hands. You're shifting energy. You're creating order. That movement creates momentum, and momentum creates belief. You start telling yourself, I am someone who takes care of things. I am someone who finishes what I start. I am someone who values where I live and how I live. This shift in identity is subtle but life-changing, because how you do one thing is often how you do everything. If you ignore your space, you may also ignore your health, your time, your finances, your relationships. But when you take ownership of your surroundings, that same habit spills into every other part of your life. You become someone who notices, someone who acts, someone who leads. Make this a daily practice. You don't need to spend hours, just 10 minutes a day. Choose a task, wash the dishes, wipe the table, put things back where they belong. Make your bed every morning. These small acts build rhythm. They create a sense of order, especially when life feels unpredictable. When you take care of your environment, you're sending a message to yourself. I matter. My peace matters. My life deserves attention. You might be tempted to wait for motivation. Don't. Waiting to feel like cleaning is the same as waiting to feel like living. It doesn't work that way. Action creates energy. Not the other way around. Start anyway. Even if you feel tired. Even if you don't know where to begin. Just start. Pick up one thing, then another. The movement itself will awaken you. You'll feel lighter, clearer, and more in control. And when you finish, when you look around and see the space you've reclaimed, something deeper will settle inside you. You'll feel a sense of pride, a quiet victory, a sign that you didn't just clean a room. You made a decision to no longer live among what weighs you down. You chose peace. You chose clarity. You chose to take one more step toward the person you're becoming. Your outer world reflects your inner world. Clean it, shape it, honor it, because every object you remove, every surface you clear, every moment you spend creating order, it's not just about the room. It's about you. It's about becoming someone who respects themselves enough to live with intention. And that kind of life doesn't begin in grand plans. It begins with your hands. Right now. Right here. Taking care of what's already yours. Chapter 5. Cut ties with people who keep you stuck. It's hard to move forward when someone is quietly pulling you back. You might not even notice it at first. It can come in the form of a friend who laughs when you share your goals, a relative who constantly reminds you of who you used to be, or someone who always has a reason why your plans won't work. It might feel like love. It might be wrapped in years of history. But if being around someone consistently drains your drive, your confidence, or your sense of possibility, that connection is not helping you grow. And no matter how familiar or comfortable it feels, if you want to start a new life, you have to face the truth. Some people cannot come with you. Letting go of relationships is one of the most emotionally challenging things a person can do. It's easier to declutter your space than to disconnect from someone who once meant something to you. But just because someone was part of your past does not mean they belong in your future. The hardest part is accepting that love, history, or loyalty doesn't guarantee growth. Sometimes the people who care about you don't believe in your transformation. Sometimes they only feel safe when you stay the same. And when you begin to rise, they feel threatened, not because they're bad, but because your growth highlights what they haven't yet faced in themselves. You are allowed to outgrow people. That doesn't make you ungrateful. It doesn't make you selfish. It makes you honest. Growth is not just about learning new things or setting bigger goals. It's also about protecting your energy from the people who make you doubt yourself. If every time you leave a conversation you feel smaller, heavier, or unsure of yourself, you need to pay attention. Energy doesn't lie. Your body feels what your mind is trying to ignore. You don't owe anyone access to your peace. This doesn't always mean confrontation. You don't need to announce your departure. You don't need to explain your evolution to those who never supported it. You just need to move differently. Stop picking up the calls that bring negativity. Stop sharing your dreams with people who only criticize them. Stop rearranging your day to make room for people who wouldn't do the same for you. These quiet shifts send a clear message. You are no longer available for relationships that keep you stuck. There will be guilt. That's normal, especially if you're someone who's been taught to put others first, especially if you've built your identity around being loyal, supportive, or always available. But loyalty means nothing if it's keeping you from becoming who you're meant to be. You can still love someone and decide they are not healthy for your growth. You can still appreciate what they once gave you and accept that the chapter has ended. You don't need to turn them into villains. You just need to choose yourself. Your time, your energy, and your attention are limited. And every time you give those things to someone who doesn't value them, you rob your future of its potential. You become so busy managing relationships that drain you that you forget to nurture the ones that nourish you, or worse, you forget to nurture your own life. You cannot build something beautiful while constantly defending it from people who want to tear it down. You need boundaries, strong ones, not to push people away, but to protect what you're building. You are not here to carry everyone. You are not here to fix people who refuse to grow. You are not here to prove your worth to those who never saw it. Your job is to live in alignment with your values, your goals, and your truth. If someone makes that harder instead of easier, you need to create distance. This isn't cruelty. This is maturity. It's realizing that you don't have to burn out to be kind. You don't have to abandon yourself to be accepted. Start by being honest with yourself. Make a list, mentally or on paper, of the people who leave you feeling depleted. Not just once, but consistently. Look at your patterns. Do you always feel tense around them? Do you silence parts of yourself to keep the peace? Do you lower your standards just to keep the connection? If the answer is yes, it's time to reevaluate. Your relationships should support your growth, not suppress it. You're not required to hate someone in order to move on from them. You don't need to prove they were wrong or toxic. You only need to recognize that your paths no longer match. That realization alone is enough. You can leave with love. You can release people with peace. You can let go without drama. It's not the noise that matters, it's the clarity. Protecting your growth means becoming selective. Not out of arrogance, but out of wisdom. You are not meant to be everything to everyone. You are meant to be fully alive in your own purpose, and that requires being around people who encourage that aliveness. People who remind you of your strength, not your limits. People who celebrate your wins, not secretly resent them. People who challenge you to keep rising, not pull you back into your past. Every time you let go of someone who kept you small, you make room for someone who helps you expand. You open space for new energy, new connections, and new versions of yourself. You begin to see that growth is not lonely. It's just quiet at first. But soon, that space fills with people who see you, hear you, and believe in what you're becoming. And if you don't yet have those people, don't panic. Don't rush. Use the space to get to know yourself again, to reconnect with your own values, to build strength from within. You don't need an audience to grow. You need courage. You need clarity. You need commitment. Everything else will follow in time. Letting go is an act of faith. It means trusting that what you release will be replaced by something better. It means believing that your peace is worth more than someone else's comfort. It means choosing the life you want over the relationships that no longer fit. This is not easy work, but it is necessary. You cannot step into a new life while holding hands with the people who keep pulling you into the old one. You must release them with love, and then you must walk forward without looking back, because where you are going requires a version of you that is brave enough to walk alone for a while, a version of you that chooses freedom over familiarity, growth over guilt, truth over attachment. And once you make that choice, everything changes. You begin to breathe deeper, think clearer, stand taller. You begin to trust yourself more. You begin to see who you really are. Someone who no longer waits for permission to rise. Someone who is ready to become everything they were meant to be. Let go, not with anger, but with strength. Not because they were never good, but because you are choosing to be better, not because they failed you, but because you refuse to fail yourself. This is your life. Protect it, honor it, and give yourself the space to grow into the person you know you can become. Chapter 6. Build new habits that support your future self. If you want to build a new life, you can't rely on who you used to be. The habits that brought you here won't take you where you want to go. You can't expect growth while holding on to the same patterns that kept you stuck. You have to create new ones, not just for today, but for the person you want to become. The version of you that wakes up with direction. The version of you that doesn't quit after a few days. The version of you that knows how to show up even when no one is watching. That person is built day by day, habit by habit, choice by choice. Most people think change is about willpower. They think they need to fight themselves, push harder, or feel more motivated. But that's why they fail. Real change doesn't come from force. It comes from structure. It comes from building systems that work even on the days when your energy doesn't. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings come and go. Habits are actions, and actions can be repeated regardless of how you feel. When you rely on habits instead of moods, you become consistent, and consistency is what creates transformation. Start by asking yourself a simple question. What does my future self do every day? Not what they achieve, but what they do. Do they wake up early? Do they journal? Do they walk instead of scroll? Do they plan their day instead of drifting? Get clear on what those daily actions look like, because that's where your identity begins to shift. You don't magically become disciplined. You prove to yourself you are through action. Every habit is a signal to your mind. It says, this is who I am now, and the more you repeat it, the stronger that belief becomes. Don't make it complicated. Most people try to overhaul everything at once. They write long to-do lists. They build unrealistic schedules. Then they burn out by the third day. Don't do that. Simplicity wins. Choose one or two small habits that matter, and do them daily. It could be drinking water first thing in the morning. It could be setting your clothes out the night before. It could be writing your top 3 priorities before you start your day. These sound simple, but they build a foundation of self-respect. They show you that you can depend on yourself, and that trust is what unlocks bigger change. The key is repetition. Doing something once means nothing. Doing it daily, even when you don't feel like it, is where the shift begins. Habits are not built by excitement. They're built by commitment. It's not about how impressive your routine looks. It's about how consistent it becomes. You don't need intensity. You need to show up, even for 5 minutes. Especially on the hard days. Especially when no one is checking on you. That's how you become someone who no longer breaks promises to themselves. Track your habits, write them down, use a notebook or an app, whatever keeps you honest. When you track your progress, you bring awareness to your behavior. You stop guessing, you stop lying to yourself. You start seeing patterns. You notice what's working and what's not. And when you slip, and you will, you don't spiral, you adjust. You fix it. You get back on track without guilt. That kind of self-awareness builds maturity. It teaches you how to stay in the game, even after setbacks. Be mindful of your environment. Your surroundings either support your habits or sabotage them. If your phone is always next to your bed, don't be surprised if your mornings start in distraction. If your kitchen is full of junk food, don't expect discipline at 10 p.m. Set yourself up to win. Remove the friction between you and your new behavior. Lay out your workout clothes. Prep your meal. Keep your workspace clean. Make good decisions easier by removing temptation and adding structure. You don't need more willpower. You need better systems. Also, stop waiting to feel like the future version of yourself. Start acting like them instead. You don't need to feel confident to go for the run. You don't need to feel inspired to write the journal entry. You don't need to feel energized to keep your promise. You just need to do it. Your feelings will catch up. Your identity will shift over time. You become that person through your actions, not your emotions. The more you behave like them, the more you believe in them. Celebrate your wins. Not just the big ones, but the small daily victories. The days you got up when you wanted to stay in bed. The nights you chose rest over mindless distraction. The moments you chose alignment over comfort. Those wins matter. They add up, and when you celebrate them, you reinforce the message that your effort is working. Progress is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, steady, and invisible, until one day it's not. Be patient. Habits don't change everything in a week. They work slowly, beneath the surface, like drops of water shaping stone. You won't see a massive change immediately, but one day you'll look back and realize you've become someone you respect, someone who makes decisions based on purpose, someone who doesn't fall apart under stress, someone who built a new life, one honest habit at a time. Don't chase perfection. Perfection kills momentum. There will be days you slip, days you miss, days you feel behind. That's okay. What matters is that you keep coming back. Habits aren't about doing everything right. They're about never giving up on what's right for you. If you miss a day, start again the next. No shame, no delay. The difference between people who succeed and people who quit is not talent or timing. It's the ability to return after failure. Return faster. Return stronger. Surround yourself with people who support your habits. Energy is contagious. If everyone around you is stuck in the same cycle, you'll find it harder to break yours. Find people who challenge you to stay focused. Share your progress. Let others hold you accountable. Growth doesn't happen in isolation. We become better through connection, encouragement, and shared purpose. And if you don't have those people yet, be that person for yourself. Encourage your own progress. Speak to yourself with honesty and care. Don't tear yourself down when you stumble. Correct yourself with compassion. Habits are easier to build when you stop making yourself the enemy. This is how your life changes, not through luck, not through waiting, but through the small actions you repeat every single day. Those habits are the building blocks of your future. They shape your mindset, your energy, your direction. They make you stronger, more focused, and more aligned with the life you're building. You don't need to do it all today. You just need to start. So ask yourself, right now, what one habit can I build that my future self will thank me for? Then do it. Every day. No matter how you feel, let that habit become a quiet anchor. Let it shape your decisions. Let it become part of who you are. Because that's the truth. You are always becoming. The only question is, are your habits leading you toward who you want to be, or away from it? Make your answer clear, then let your actions prove it. Chapter 7. Face your past without fear or shame. You cannot build a new life if you're still hiding from the one you've already lived. No matter how much you change your routines or rewrite your goals, the weight of your past will quietly follow you until you stop running from it. You don't need to relive every moment or punish yourself for what happened, but you do need to face it. You need to stop pretending it didn't matter. You need to look directly at the things that shaped you. The mistakes, the pain, the regrets, and the choices, and allow yourself to understand them without fear and without shame. Until you do that, part of you will always feel stuck. The truth is, what happened before still affects how you see yourself now. It shows up in how you respond to pressure, in how you handle relationships, in how quickly you give up, in how uncomfortable you get when things go well. It shows up when you tell yourself you're not ready, not good enough, or too damaged to start again. These aren't random thoughts. They are echoes from the past, unspoken beliefs built from unhealed experiences. And until you bring those into the light, they will keep influencing your present without your permission. You might think that avoiding the past keeps you safe, but it doesn't. It keeps you frozen. It keeps you from trusting yourself. It keeps you from making choices based on truth instead of fear, and the longer you avoid it, the stronger its hold becomes. What you don't face controls you, but once you do face it, everything begins to shift. You realize that your past is not something to be ashamed of, it's something to learn from. It's not something to erase, it's something to reclaim. Start by sitting with it, not to blame yourself, but to understand. Think about the things that still make you flinch, the memories you push away, the moments that shaped your self-image. Ask yourself, what did I need back then that I didn't get? What beliefs did I start carrying because of that experience? What decisions have I made based on fear instead of clarity? This kind of reflection isn't about staying stuck in the past. It's about bringing honesty to it. Because without honesty, you can't heal. Give yourself permission to feel. Numbness is not healing. Denial is not strength. You have the right to feel anger, sadness, disappointment, or even grief over parts of your life that didn't go the way you needed them to. You have the right to mourn what you lost, even if others told you to move on. Feeling your pain doesn't make you weak, it makes you real, and real people grow. Sometimes the hardest part isn't what happened, it's what you told yourself about it. You might have convinced yourself that you were the problem, that you weren't lovable, that you failed beyond repair, that you deserved the pain. But those are lies built from confusion and survival. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time, and now that you know more, you can begin to rewrite those stories. You don't have to carry them forever. Facing your past also means taking ownership, not to blame yourself, but to free yourself. You may not have caused the pain, but you are responsible for your healing. That power is in your hands. You can't wait for an apology that may never come. You can't wait for someone else to make it right. You must be the one to take control of your story. That doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. It means saying, "It hurt, and I am still choosing to move forward." Forgiveness is part of this process too. Not always for them, but for you. Carrying resentment keeps you tied to the past. It keeps your energy focused on what cannot be changed. Forgiveness is not approval. It's not forgetting. It's choosing peace over pain. It's releasing the need to rewrite the past and focusing on building the future. Forgive yourself too for the things you didn't know, for the times you didn't show up how you wish you had, for the years you spent running from your truth. You deserve your own compassion. You may feel resistance as you go through this. That's normal. The mind tries to protect you from discomfort. It will tell you to look away, to distract yourself, to keep pushing forward without looking back. But progress built on avoidance is never stable. It always cracks when the pressure comes. You need a foundation rooted in truth, and truth requires courage. You might also discover hidden strength in your past. You might see that the very experiences you tried to forget are the ones that taught you resilience. You might realize that your survival, your endurance, your ability to keep going, even when everything hurt, that was strength. You didn't know it then, but you were already becoming someone powerful. And now you can take that strength and use it with awareness, not just reaction. There's a freedom that comes when you stop hiding from your own story, when you can talk about where you've been without shame, when you can look back without fear, when you can say, yes, that happened, And here's who I've become because of it. That's not weakness. That's transformation. That's ownership. That's the moment when the past stops controlling you and starts empowering you. You don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to heal everything overnight. Just be willing to face it. Be willing to sit with yourself honestly. Be willing to tell the truth, even if only to yourself. That's where healing begins. Not in pretending, not in performing, but in presence. Your past is part of you, but it is not the whole of you. It's not your ceiling. It's not your identity. It's not your limit. It's one part of a much bigger story, a story that you are still writing. And every time you face it with honesty, instead of avoidance, with compassion instead of judgment, with courage instead of fear, you take back the pen, you reclaim your voice, you move from victim to creator, and that's when your life truly begins to change. So if you're carrying weight from your past, stop hiding. Look at it. Learn from it. Let yourself feel what needs to be felt. Then get up, stronger and clearer, and move forward. Not because your past disappeared, but because you finally stopped letting it define you. That's not weakness. That's power. That's healing. And that's the real beginning of your new life. Chapter 8. Learn to forgive and move forward stronger. Forgiveness is not about forgetting what happened or pretending that pain didn't leave a mark. It's about choosing to no longer let that pain decide how you live your life. When someone hurts you, the wound runs deep. It changes how you see them, how you see yourself, and how you walk through the world. You carry that memory, that betrayal, that disappointment, like weight on your back. And even when you try to move on, that heaviness finds a way to follow you. It seeps into your thoughts, your trust, your ability to feel peace. Forgiveness is how you begin to let that weight go. Not for them, for you. Because healing can't happen when you're still wrapped in resentment. Letting go doesn't mean it didn't matter. It means you've decided your future matters more. Holding on to anger keeps you stuck in a story that no longer serves you. It replays moments that you cannot change. And every time you feed that anger, you give power to the person or event that hurt you. Forgiveness is how you take that power back. It's how you say, you no longer get to live in my mind. I'm done giving you my peace. That decision is not weakness. It's the strongest thing you can do. There's no perfect way to forgive. It doesn't happen in one moment. It's a choice you may have to make over and over again. Some days it feels easy. Other days, the hurt comes back stronger than before. That's normal. Healing is not a straight line. It bends. It pauses, it asks for patience, but every time you return to the decision to forgive, even when it hurts, you grow. You become less reactive, less bitter, more in control of how you respond. You begin to breathe easier because you're no longer dragging the past behind you. Sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself. You look back and see your mistakes. The choices you made from fear, the things you didn't say, the people you stayed around too long, the opportunities you didn't take. And you punish yourself for being human. But you don't deserve to live forever in regret. You deserve to learn, to grow, and to move forward. You deserve to be kind to the person you were when you didn't know better. That version of you was trying. That version of you was surviving. And now you know more. Now you can do better. But only if you stop punishing yourself for the past. Self-forgiveness doesn't mean excusing what you did. It means owning it, understanding it, and choosing to evolve. If you stay stuck in shame, you stay stuck in the past. And the longer you live in shame, the harder it becomes to see yourself clearly. Forgiveness brings clarity. It reminds you that you are not defined by one moment. You are not your worst decision. You are a full person, still learning, still changing, still worthy of healing. Forgiving others doesn't mean you let them back into your life. Forgiveness is not the same as reconciliation. You can forgive someone fully and still protect your boundaries. You can release the anger and still walk away. Forgiveness is something that happens in your heart, not in conversation. You don't need their apology to move forward. You don't need their understanding. You only need your own willingness to stop carrying what hurts you. There are people who will never take responsibility for how they treated you. They may never see the damage they caused. They may twist the story, justify their actions, or act like nothing happened. That can be the hardest thing to accept. That closure may never come from them, but that's why you create closure for yourself. You decide to forgive because you are tired of being tied to their memory. You choose freedom over resentment. And in doing so, you break the cycle. You heal not just for yourself, but for every version of you that was silenced by pain. Forgiveness makes room for strength. It allows space for new experiences. You stop bracing for the past to repeat itself. You stop living from defense. You begin to open slowly and with care. And through that openness, you discover a part of yourself that pain tried to bury, the part of you that still hopes, still trusts, still loves, still believes in the possibility of something better. You may worry that if you forgive, you'll look weak, that people will take advantage of you. But forgiveness isn't saying that what happened was okay. It's saying that you are choosing peace even when it's hard. It's refusing to let pain win. It's choosing to live in the present, not the past. That's not weakness. That's maturity. That's what it means to grow beyond what tried to break you. The people who have hurt you may never understand the damage they caused. They may never change. But you can. You can change how you carry the pain. You can change how you let it affect your future. You can choose to stop reliving the story. You can choose to rewrite it. And in doing so, you become someone stronger. Not because you never hurt, but because you chose healing anyway. If you want to start a new life, you have to let go of what no longer serves it. Forgiveness is part of that letting go. It's how you make room for joy, for clarity, for real strength. You deserve to be free from the emotions that keep you tied to the past. You deserve to live without bitterness. You deserve to wake up without replaying the same old pain. You deserve a life that feels light, not one weighed down by memory. Start today. Pick one thing, one resentment, one regret, one mistake, and face it with courage. Say it out loud. Write it down. Feel what needs to be felt. Then make a decision. I will not let this hold me any longer. I release the anger. I release the guilt. I release the shame. Even if it takes time, even if it comes back, I choose to forgive. And I choose to grow. Say it again tomorrow. Say it the day after that. And eventually, it won't just be something you say. It will be something you live. That's how you move forward stronger. Not because life got easier, but because you got lighter. Not because people changed, but because you did. Not because the past disappeared, but because you decided to no longer be defined by it. Forgiveness is the door. Strength is what you find on the other side. Walk through it. You're ready now. Chapter 9. Write a new story and believe in it. You have more power over your life story than you realize. Every day, you are writing new chapters, whether you notice it or not. The story you tell yourself shapes how you act, how you feel, and what you expect from the future. If your inner narrative is full of doubt, fear, and limitation, it will hold you back no matter how many changes you try to make. But if you choose to rewrite that story, to create a new script rooted in possibility, strength, and hope, you can change the course of your life. The first step is deciding that you are not defined by what has already happened. You are defined by what you decide to believe from this moment forward. Many people live under the weight of old stories that no longer serve them. Stories about who they are, what they deserve, and what is possible for them. They replay the same beliefs again and again without questioning if those beliefs are true. Maybe you grew up hearing that you are not good enough. Maybe you told yourself that failure is all you deserve. Maybe you've been carrying a label you never chose, but accepted as fact. These stories stick because they feel safe and familiar. Even if they hurt, they become the lens through which you see the world. But what if you don't have to keep wearing those lenses? Rewriting your story means choosing to see yourself differently. It means identifying the limiting beliefs and replacing them with truths that empower you. This is not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing your worth, your potential, and your ability to grow beyond your past. When you tell yourself a new story, you start to believe it, and when you believe it, you begin to act differently. You open doors that were once closed. You take risks you once avoided. You create momentum toward the life you want. Start by becoming aware of the story you are currently living. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. What do you say to yourself when you wake up? When things go wrong? When you look in the mirror? Those words matter. They are the foundation of your narrative. Write them down if you need to. Seeing your story on paper helps you understand what you've been repeating without realizing it. Be honest but kind with yourself. Awareness is the first step toward change. Next, decide what story you want to live instead. Picture the life you desire. Who are you in that life? What values do you embody? What habits do you practice? What relationships do you nurture? Write this story with detail and clarity. Use present tense as if you are already living it. This helps your mind begin to accept it as reality. It's not just wishful thinking. It's a mental rehearsal. The brain responds to repeated images and words by creating new neural pathways that support those beliefs and behaviors. Your new story should be inspiring but believable. Don't set yourself up for failure by aiming for something too far from your current reality. Growth happens step by step. Focus on a story that stretches you but still feels possible. For example, if you've always told yourself you are bad with money, your new story could be that you are learning to manage your finances wisely and growing every day. If you've believed you are unlovable, your new story could be that you are worthy of deep and lasting connections and working to build them. Believing your new story takes practice. It will not happen overnight. Your mind will resist because it prefers familiar narratives, even painful ones. When doubt creeps in, remind yourself that your past does not equal your future. Practice affirmations that support your new identity. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth. Read books and listen to stories that reinforce what you want to believe. Every time you choose your new story over the old one, you strengthen your belief and weaken your old limit. Take action in alignment with your new story. Talk, dress, and behave like the person you want to become. Small, consistent actions build confidence and proof that your story is true. If your story includes being healthy, start by making one good food choice a day or walking for 5 minutes. If your story includes being creative, write a paragraph or sketch something every day. These actions are like footsteps that lead you away from old habits and into new possibilities. Be patient with yourself as you rewrite your story. There will be setbacks and moments when the old story tries to sneak back in. That's normal and expected. What matters is not avoiding failure, but how you respond to it. Instead of seeing setbacks as proof that the old story is true, use them as information to adjust and keep moving forward. Remember that your story is flexible, not fixed. You are the author, and you can always revise. Your story is not just about you. The narrative you live influences those around you. When you believe in your growth and worth, you inspire others to do the same. You become a beacon of possibility. You break generational cycles of limitation. You create a ripple effect that changes your family, your community, and even your workplace. Your story matters far beyond your own life. Don't be afraid to dream big. Your new story can be grand and full of potential. The only limit is the story you tell yourself about what is possible. When you write a story that excites you, your energy changes. You become magnetic to opportunities and people who align with that vision. You stop settling for less than you deserve. You start living with intention and courage. Remember, rewriting your story is an act of love toward yourself. It's choosing to see your life through a lens of growth instead of judgment. It's allowing yourself to heal from past wounds and build a future based on hope. It's the moment you stop being a victim of circumstance and start being a creator of your destiny. Take time to revisit your story often. As you grow, your story will evolve. What felt true last month may change this month. That's good. Keep your narrative flexible and responsive to your growth. Your life is not a script written by someone else. It's a story you get to write every day with every decision. The moment you commit to writing a new story and believing in it, you step into a new chapter of your life. That commitment fuels your actions, shapes your mindset, and builds resilience. It turns hope into reality. Your future self is waiting for you to show up. The story you tell today creates the life you will live tomorrow. So start now. Write your new story with honesty, clarity, and belief. Live it fully even if it feels uncertain. Trust the process. Believe in your strength to grow beyond your past. Your life is ready for a new chapter. Take the pen and write it bold. Chapter 10. Show up every day even when it's hard. Showing up every day is the foundation of true success. It is the quiet, consistent effort that separates those who reach their goals from those who only dream about them. You don't need to be perfect or full of energy every day. You don't need to feel motivated or inspired every morning. What you need is to commit to being present, to taking action, even when everything inside you resists. Showing up is an act of courage because it means pushing through discomfort, doubt, and fatigue. It means choosing progress over perfection and action over avoidance. When you show up, you prove to yourself that your dreams matter more than your excuses. Life will not always feel easy or fair. Some days will challenge your patience and willpower. You will face obstacles that test your commitment. You will encounter moments when giving up seems like the simplest option. These moments don't make you weak, they make you human. The difference between moving forward and staying stuck is how you respond on these hard days. You can let hardship defeat you, or you can use it as fuel to keep going. Every time you choose to show up despite difficulty, you build resilience. You strengthen the muscle of persistence. That muscle is what carries you through every setback and disappointment. Expect resistance from yourself. The mind neutrally looks for comfort and ease. It will find reasons not to start or reasons to quit. It will tell you you're too tired, too busy, or not ready. That voice is not your enemy, it's your survival instinct. But you get to decide which voice wins. When you hear that inner resistance, acknowledge it without judgment. Then choose to act anyway. The simple act of moving forward even when you don't want to rewires your brain. It teaches you that discomfort is temporary, but progress is lasting. Showing up every day is not about giant leaps. It's about small, consistent steps. It's doing the work no matter how you feel. Sometimes showing up means writing one sentence when you don't feel creative. Sometimes it means going for a 5-minute walk when your body wants to rest. Sometimes it means making one healthy meal when convenience is tempting. These small actions build momentum. They create a rhythm of dedication that grows over time. Consistency compounds. What seems insignificant today will become powerful months from now. Keep your why close. When showing up feels impossible, remind yourself why you started. Connect to your deeper purpose. Whether it's creating a better life, providing for your family, or fulfilling a dream, that reason will anchor you. Write it down and look at it often. Let it pull you through the toughest moment. When your why is clear, showing up becomes less about discipline and more about commitment. It becomes a promise you make to yourself and those who depend on you. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation is unpredictable and fleeting. It depends on circumstances and feelings that change constantly. If you rely only on motivation, you will stop at the first sign of struggle. Instead, create routines and habits that carry you forward regardless of mood. Design a daily schedule that supports your goals. Prepare in advance so you reduce the number of decisions you need to make when your energy is low. The less you have to rely on motivation, the more consistent you will be. Celebrate your effort, not just your results. Showing up is hard work, and effort deserves recognition. Every time you do the thing you committed to, you strengthen your belief in yourself. Notice your progress and honor your discipline. This positive feedback creates a cycle that makes it easier to keep going. Even if the results aren't immediate, your effort is building a foundation for future success. Patience and persistence go hand in hand. Surround yourself with support. Having people who encourage you and hold you accountable makes showing up easier. Share your goals and challenges with friends, family, or mentors who believe in your potential. Join communities that align with your vision. Accountability partners don't just cheer you on. They remind you to show up on the days when your resolve weakens. Connection creates a sense of responsibility beyond yourself, which can be a powerful motivator. Recognize that showing up changes you. It's not just about what you achieve, it's about who you become. Every day you show up, you build character. You become more patient, more disciplined, more resilient. You develop trust in yourself. You prove that you can overcome doubts and fears. This growth becomes a part of your identity, and that identity shapes every decision you make moving forward. Allow yourself grace, but avoid excuses. There will be days when life disrupts your routine. Illness, emergencies, or unexpected challenges happen. When they do, be kind to yourself and adjust as needed. Forgive the occasional missed day, but don't let it turn into a habit. Use setbacks as lessons, not reasons to quit. Remember that true commitment means returning even stronger after a pause. Visualize the long-term impact of showing up. Imagine where you will be in a year, 5 years, or 10 years if you keep showing up every day. The person you want to become is the sum of your consistent actions over time. Each day you show up, you invest in that future. This perspective helps shift focus from immediate discomfort to lasting transformation. Trust the process even when results are invisible. Growth often happens behind the scenes, without applause or recognition. Your efforts may feel fruitless at times, but that doesn't mean they are wasted. Keep putting in the work. Keep showing up. Change is happening beneath the surface, shaping your habits, mindset, and skills. Trust that consistent effort leads to breakthrough. Stay flexible in your approach. Showing up doesn't mean rigidly sticking to one method if it no longer serves you. Be willing to adapt your strategies while maintaining your commitment. If something isn't working, change it. If you need more rest or a different routine, adjust accordingly. Flexibility keeps your journey sustainable and prevents burnout. Remember that showing up is a choice. Every morning you decide whether to act or avoid. This choice is yours to make, and it defines your path. Own that power. When you choose to show up, you claim control over your life. You refuse to be a passive observer. You become the driver of your destiny. The moments when showing up is hardest are the moments when it matters most. Your breakthrough is often just beyond the point where you want to quit. Push through the resistance. Keep taking steps forward. Every day you show up, you break old patterns and create new possibilities. Embrace discomfort as part of growth. Showing up means stepping into uncertainty and challenge. It means facing fear and doubt without letting them stop you. The discomfort you feel is proof that you are moving beyond your comfort zone. That's where change happens. Make showing up a non-negotiable habit. Treat your commitment as something you do regardless of feelings or circumstances. Build rituals that signal to your mind and body that it's time to act. Over time, showing up becomes automatic. You no longer question it. It's part of who you are. Celebrate the power of presence. Sometimes showing up means simply being there, even if you don't feel productive. Presence itself holds value. It keeps you connected to your goals and reminds you that you are still in the game. Don't underestimate the strength in just showing up. Ultimately, showing up every day is an act of self-respect. It says you value your dreams and yourself enough to keep going. It's a declaration that your future is worth the effort. It's the most powerful way to build the life you want. So commit now to show up. Not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. That is where true transformation lives. Chapter 11. Speak with honesty and live with intention. Speaking with honesty and living with intention form the foundation of a life that is both authentic and meaningful. When you speak honestly, you are not only telling the truth to others, but also honoring yourself. Honesty requires courage because it means showing up as you truly are, even when it feels uncomfortable or risky. It means speaking your thoughts clearly and openly instead of hiding behind what is convenient or expected. Living with intention goes hand in hand with honesty because it means making conscious choices that align with your values and goals rather than drifting through life on autopilot. Together, honesty and intention create a powerful way to live that brings clarity, trust, and purpose into everything you do. Many people live their lives caught between what they really feel and what they think others want to hear. This disconnection creates stress, confusion, and a sense of emptiness. When you don't speak your truth, you give away your power. You sacrifice your needs and desires to fit in or avoid conflict. This often leads to resentment or regret. On the other hand, when you practice honesty, you create space for genuine connection. You invite others to know the real you, which builds trust and respect. Speaking honestly doesn't mean being harsh or careless with words. It means communicating thoughtfully with respect and clarity, even when the truth is difficult. Living with intention means living deliberately. It means waking up each day with a clear sense of why you do what you do. Instead of reacting to circumstances or pleasing others out of habit, you make decisions based on your own values and vision. Intentional living requires reflection and self-awareness. It means asking yourself regularly what matters most and aligning your actions with those priorities. When your daily choices match your deeper purpose, life feels more fulfilling. Your energy is focused and distractions lose their power. Intention helps you avoid burnout and frustration by keeping you grounded in what truly matters. To start speaking honestly, begin by listening to yourself. Pay attention to your feelings and thoughts. Notice when you hesitate or hold back. Ask why you are not being truthful in those moments. Sometimes fear of rejection or judgment keeps you silent. Sometimes it's uncertainty about your own feelings. Honesty starts with understanding yourself clearly. The more you accept your own truth, the easier it becomes to express it with confidence. Practice small acts of honesty in everyday conversations. Share your opinions gently but firmly. Speak up about your needs respectfully. Each time you do, you build courage and authenticity. Living intentionally also requires setting clear goals and boundaries. Without these, it's easy to get distracted by urgent but unimportant things. Take time to define what you want to create in your life, whether it's growth in relationships, career, health, or personal development. Break those goals into daily actions that move you forward. Boundaries protect your time and energy so you can focus on your intentions. Saying no to things that don't serve your purpose is a vital part of living with intention. When you respect your limits, you model honesty with yourself and others. Honesty and intention also improve your relationships. When you communicate openly and clearly, misunderstandings decrease. People feel seen and valued when you are genuine with them. Living with intention means you choose relationships that support your growth and well-being. You let go of connections that drain or distract you. This conscious choice creates space for deeper, more meaningful connections. Being honest with loved ones about your feelings and boundaries invites them to do the same. This mutual respect strengthens bonds and fosters trust. Challenges will arise when you commit to honesty and intention. Some people may resist your authenticity because it challenges their expectations or comfort zones. You might face criticism or feel vulnerable, exposing your true self. That's part of the process. The courage to be honest in the face of discomfort is what builds character. Over time, living with intention helps you attract people and opportunities aligned with your values. Your life becomes a reflection of your truth. Practice patience with yourself as you develop these skills. Honesty is not always easy, and intention requires regular reflection. You will make mistakes and encounter setbacks. Instead of judging yourself harshly, see each experience as learning. Adjust your approach and keep moving forward. The journey toward authenticity is ongoing, but every step deepens your connection to who you are. Mindful communication supports speaking with honesty. Before responding, pause to consider your words carefully. Ask yourself if what you are about to say is true, necessary, and kind. This approach helps you avoid reactive or hurtful speech. It strengthens your relationships and maintains your integrity. Similarly, mindful living encourages you to check in with your intentions throughout the day. Are your actions aligned with your goals? Are you making decisions from a place of clarity or habit? Awareness keeps your intentions clear and your path steady. Living honestly and intentionally also means embracing vulnerability. Vulnerability is the willingness to be seen without masks or defenses. It's admitting when you don't have all the answers and asking for help when needed. Vulnerability is often mistaken for weakness, but it is the source of genuine connection and growth. When you speak your truth with vulnerability, you invite others to do the same. This openness deepens relationships and fosters a sense of belonging. Set daily intentions to guide your actions. Each morning, take a moment to decide what kind of day you want to create. What values will you live by? How will you show up for yourself and others? These intentions act as a compass throughout your day. When challenges arise, they remind you to return to your purpose. Intentions keep your energy focused and prevent distractions from pulling you off course. Take responsibility for your words and actions. When you speak honestly, be prepared to own the impact of your words. If you hurt someone unintentionally, apologize and learn from the experience. Living with intention means recognizing that your choices affect not only yourself, but also those around you. This awareness deepens your commitment to authenticity and kindness. Celebrate the freedom that comes with living honestly. When you speak your truth, you release the burden of hiding parts of yourself. When you live intentionally, you feel more in control of your life. This freedom creates space for creativity, joy, and peace. It empowers you to build a life that feels real and satisfying. Remember that honesty and intention are practices, not destinations. They require ongoing effort and commitment. As you grow, your understanding of your truth and purpose will evolve. Stay open to this evolution and continue refining how you express honesty and live with intention. Ultimately, speaking with honesty and living with intention is a gift you give yourself and the world. It creates authenticity in your relationships, clarity in your decisions, and meaning in your life. It helps you move from simply existing to truly living. Embrace this path with courage and commitment. Your most fulfilling life begins when you choose to speak your truth and act with purpose every day. Chapter 12. Replace bad routines with powerful daily actions. Breaking free from harmful routines is essential to transforming your life. Many habits silently hold you back, draining your energy and blocking your progress. These routines may seem harmless at first, but over time, they build patterns of complacency, distraction, or self-sabotage. To start fresh, you must first identify which daily behaviors do not serve your goals and replace them with actions that empower and uplift you. This process requires honesty, patience, and deliberate effort. The good news is that small changes consistently made can lead to profound improvements in how you feel, perform, and grow. Begin by taking a close look at your current routines. Pay attention to the moments in your day where you feel stuck, frustrated, or low on energy. What are you doing during those times? What habits might be contributing to those feelings? Whether it's scrolling endlessly on your phone, procrastinating on important tasks, or skipping self-care, awareness is the first step to change. Without truly seeing these routines for what they are, it's impossible to replace them effectively. Journaling your day or tracking your habits for a week can help you spot patterns that might otherwise go unnoticed. Once you've identified the routines that hold you back, ask yourself what you want to replace them with. Powerful daily actions are those that align with your values and push you closer to your goals. These could be physical activities like stretching or walking, mental practices like reading or meditation, or practical steps like planning your day or completing a key task. The goal is to introduce habits that build momentum and contribute positively to your well-being and growth. Choose actions that are achievable and rewarding so you're more likely to stick with them. Replace bad routines by creating clear triggers for your new habit. Our brains respond well to cues that signal what comes next. For example, if you tend to check social media first thing in the morning, but want to replace that with reading, keep a book by your bedside. When you wake up, your environment nudges you toward the new habit. You can also link new habits to existing ones, a technique called habit stacking. For instance, after brushing your teeth, spend 5 minutes journaling your goals. This helps your mind associate the new action with something already familiar. Be patient with yourself during this transition. Breaking old routines and building new ones is rarely smooth. There will be moments of slip-ups and frustration. Expecting perfection only creates pressure that leads to giving up. Instead, focus on consistency and progress. Celebrate small wins, like choosing your new habit even once when you usually wouldn't. Each success rewires your brain, making the new behavior easier over time. Remind yourself that growth is a process, not an event. Use accountability to reinforce your new habit. Share your goals with a trusted friend or join a group with similar intentions. Knowing someone else is rooting for you and expecting progress motivates you to stay committed. Accountability partners can also offer support during tough days and celebrate your achievements, keeping your momentum alive. If you prefer, use apps or journals to track your habits. Visual progress charts or checklists provide tangible proof of your dedication and inspire you to continue. Remove temptations or distractions that encourage old routines. If you want to stop unhealthy snacking, don't keep junk food in your home. If you want to reduce screen time, set limits on apps or create phone-free zones. Making it harder to access bad habits lowers the chance you'll fall back into them. When new habits become the easiest choice, they become the default way you operate. Focus on the why behind your changes. Understanding why a new habit matters makes it more meaningful and easier to maintain. Instead of forcing yourself to act out of obligation, connect your actions to deeper values like health, peace, or growth. When you feel the emotional pull of your reasons, you tap into intrinsic motivation, which sustains long-term change better than external rewards or pressure. Build variety into your new routines to keep them engaging. Doing the same thing every day can become boring and lead to burnout. Change the way you approach your habits by trying new methods or settings. For example, if you want to exercise daily, switch between walking, yoga, or strength training. If journaling feels dull, try voice notes or creative drawing. Variety keeps your mind interested and prevents habits from feeling like chores. Reflect regularly on your progress and adjust as needed. Life changes, and so should your routines. What worked at one point might no longer fit your goals or lifestyle. Schedule weekly or monthly check-ins with yourself to assess what is working and what isn't. Use this time to celebrate achievements, troubleshoot obstacles, and plan improvements. This ongoing reflection keeps your routines aligned with your evolving priorities. Remember that powerful daily actions influence not just your productivity, but also your mindset. Positive habits create a cycle of confidence and energy. When you complete a meaningful task, you reinforce your belief in your ability to succeed. This confidence spills over into other areas of life, creating a ripple effect that improves your relationships, health, and overall happiness. Guard your mental space by practicing mindfulness and gratitude as part of your new routines. Taking a few minutes each day to focus on the present moment and acknowledge what you're thankful for reduces stress and increases resilience. These habits nurture your inner world, supporting the external changes you're making. The stronger your mental foundation, the easier it is to maintain powerful daily actions. Celebrate progress, not perfection. Replacing bad routines is not about erasing every mistake, but about moving forward despite them. When you slip back into old habits, don't see it as failure. Use it as an opportunity to learn about your triggers and develop better strategy. Each attempt to improve, regardless of outcome, brings you closer to lasting transformation. Create a morning routine that sets a positive tone for your day. How you start each day often determines your mindset and energy. Incorporate simple but powerful actions like hydration, stretching, deep breathing, or reading. A purposeful morning routine anchors your intentions and strengthens your ability to choose positive actions throughout the day. Similarly, develop an evening routine to unwind and prepare for restful sleep. Quality rest is critical for maintaining the energy needed to replace old routines. Include calming activities like reflection, light reading, or gentle movement. Avoid screens and overstimulation before bed. Consistent routines support your physical and mental recovery. Be mindful of your language around change. Instead of saying you have to do something, say you choose to or get to. This subtle shift empowers you and frames your new routines as acts of self-respect rather than burdens. When you own your choices, your mindset shifts from resistance to willingness. Surround yourself with inspiration. Fill your environment with reminders of your goals and the person you want to become. This could be quotes, vision boards, or objects that represent your aspirations. Positive surroundings reinforce your commitment to powerful actions and discourage falling back into bad routine. Remember that replacing routines is a journey, not a quick fix. Change takes time and effort. Your commitment to daily improvement builds the foundation for a new life. Every small step creates forward momentum. Keep going even when progress feels slow or invisible. The habits you build today shape your tomorrow. Ultimately, powerful daily actions create a life of intention, energy, and growth. They replace the inertia of old habits with the momentum of purpose. When you make these choices consistently, you become the person you admire and the life you desire. This transformation starts with a single decision: to replace what no longer serves you with what fuels your future. Make that decision now and watch your life change in ways you never thought possible. Chapter 13. Practice being present in everything you do. Being fully present in every moment is a powerful way to transform your life. When your mind wanders between the past and future, you miss the richness of what is happening right now. Practicing presence means engaging completely with whatever you are doing, feeling, or experiencing without distraction or judgment. This simple shift improves your focus, reduces stress, and deepens your connection with yourself and others. Presence is not about perfection or constant mindfulness, but about returning your attention gently and repeatedly to the here and now. The more you practice this skill, the more you discover the fullness of life unfolding in each moment. Many people live their lives distracted by thoughts about what has already happened or worries about what might come. This mental habit creates tension and takes away from the joy and clarity available in the present. When you are not present, you operate on autopilot, missing opportunities and losing control over your reactions. Practicing presence rewires your brain to focus on what matters most. It strengthens your ability to concentrate and make conscious decisions. Being present also deepens your awareness of your emotions and physical sensations, allowing you to respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. Start by choosing simple activities to practice presence. It could be eating a meal, washing your hands, or walking outside. Instead of rushing through these tasks, slow down and pay attention to every detail. Notice the taste, texture, and smell of your food. Feel the water's temperature and movement as you wash your hands. Sense the rhythm of your steps and the air against your skin when you walk. These small moments are opportunities to train your mind to focus on the present. The more you practice with everyday activities, the easier it becomes to be present in more complex or challenging situations. When your mind drifts, don't judge yourself or try to force it back harshly. Instead, gently acknowledge the distraction and return your attention to the moment. This act of kindness toward yourself strengthens your focus and patience. Presence is a muscle that grows stronger with repeated practice. Over time, you will notice that you spend less time lost in thought and more time engaged in life. Using your breath as an anchor is a powerful tool for presence. Your breath is always with you and can instantly bring your attention back to the now. When you feel scattered or overwhelmed, take slow, deep breaths and focus on the sensation of air entering and leaving your body. This simple practice calms your nervous system and centers your mind. You can do this anytime, while sitting, walking, or even during stressful moments. Presence also means listening deeply when interacting with others. Instead of planning your response or letting your mind wander, focus fully on the person speaking. Notice their words, tone, and body language. This level of attention shows respect and creates stronger connection. It also helps you understand others better and respond more thoughtfully. Practicing presence in conversations improves your relationships and reduces misunderstandings. Being present with your emotions is equally important. Instead of pushing feelings away or getting lost in them, observe them with curiosity and acceptance. Notice what you are feeling without labeling it as good or bad. This mindful awareness allows you to process emotions healthily and prevents them from controlling your actions. Presence creates space for healing and growth by helping you understand your inner world more clearly. Presence is not about avoiding planning or reflection on the future. These are necessary for growth and goal setting. However, presence keeps you from becoming consumed by what-ifs and fears that distract from productive action. It grounds your plans in reality and helps you take one step at a time instead of becoming overwhelmed. Presence encourages a balanced approach to life, where you honor both the moment and your aspirations. Creating routines that encourage presence helps make it a habit. Morning and evening rituals like meditation, journaling, or mindful stretching prepare your mind for focused attention. Throughout the day, pause regularly to check in with yourself. Ask, "Where is my attention right now?" and gently guide it back if it has wandered. These breaks reset your focus and prevent exhaustion. Incorporating moments of stillness and awareness throughout your day strengthens your ability to be present in any situation. Technology can either distract or support your practice of presence. Be mindful of how often and why you use devices. Avoid multitasking between screens and real life. When using technology, try to focus fully on the task instead of switching rapidly between apps or notifications. Consider setting specific times for checking messages and social media to reduce mindless scrolling. Using tech intentionally helps protect your attention and frees more mental space for presence. Nature is a powerful environment for practicing presence. Spending time outside, away from noise and distractions, naturally draws your attention to the present. Notice the colors, sounds, and smells around you. Feel the ground beneath your feet and the breeze on your skin. Nature's rhythms invite you to slow down and connect deeply with the here and now. Regular time in natural settings refreshes your mind and reinforces your capacity for presence. Cultivate gratitude as a companion to presence. When you focus on what you appreciate in the moment, you shift from scarcity or worry to abundance and peace. Gratitude opens your heart and softens your mind, making presence easier and more joyful. Taking a moment to acknowledge what you are thankful for each day strengthens your connection to life and enhances your overall well-being. Understand that presence is a lifelong practice, not a destination. There will be days when your mind feels restless and presence seems impossible. That's normal. The key is to keep returning to the practice without self-criticism. Each time you refocus, you build resilience and deepen your connection to yourself. Over time, presence becomes a natural way of being rather than an effort. Presence enriches creativity and problem-solving. When you fully engage with the task at hand, your mind opens to new ideas and solutions. Multitasking or distraction limits your ability to think deeply. Presence allows you to tap into your full potential by focusing on one thing at a time with intention. This leads to better quality work and more satisfaction. Being present helps you manage stress and anxiety. Often these feelings arise from worrying about the future or regretting the past. Presence anchors you in the current moment where you can respond calmly and clearly. Mindful awareness reduces the intensity of negative emotions and gives you tools to handle challenges effectively. This emotional regulation improves your health and relationship. Presence supports your physical health. Paying attention to your body's signals, such as hunger, fatigue, or tension, helps you meet its needs before problems arise. Mindful eating, movement, and rest prevent burnout and promote energy. When you listen to your body with kindness and curiosity, you build a strong foundation for overall wellness. Practice presence with kindness toward yourself. Notice when self-judgment or impatience arises, and gently shift to acceptance. Treat yourself as you would a close friend. This compassionate awareness strengthens your emotional resilience and nurtures a positive self-relationship. Presence combined with self-kindness creates a safe space for growth and healing. Remember that presence deepens your connection to others and the world. When you bring your full attention to your experiences, you experience life more vividly and meaningfully. This connection fuels joy, gratitude, and fulfillment. Presence opens your heart to the richness of life beyond distraction and routine. Commit now to practice being present in everything you do. Start small and build gradually. Notice the difference it makes in your focus, mood, and relationships. Presence is a gift you give yourself every day, a gift that transforms ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. Your life becomes richer, fuller, and more vibrant when you choose to live with attention and care right now. Chapter 14. Feed your mind with strong, helpful thoughts. Feeding your mind with strong and helpful thoughts is one of the most important habits you can develop to transform your life. Your thoughts shape your beliefs, influence your emotions, and guide your actions. If you allow negative or limiting ideas to dominate your mind, you will struggle to reach your full potential. On the other hand, cultivating positive and empowering thoughts creates a foundation for growth, resilience, and success. The mind is like a garden. What you plant and nurture grows. Choosing to feed your mind with constructive thoughts is a conscious act that requires practice, awareness, and discipline. Begin by paying attention to your inner dialogue. Notice the tone and content of your thoughts throughout the day. Are they supportive and encouraging, or critical and doubtful? Awareness of your mental patterns is the first step to change. Many people run on autopilot, replaying old beliefs that hold them back without realizing it. When you catch yourself thinking unhelpful thoughts, pause and challenge them. Ask yourself if these thoughts are based on facts or just assumptions. Replace negative ideas with affirmations or realistic, positive alternatives that promote confidence and hope. Surround yourself with information and ideas that uplift your mind. The media you consume, the books you read, and the conversations you engage in all influence your thinking. Choose sources that inspire growth, knowledge, and optimism. Avoid content that feeds fear, anger, or helplessness. Instead, seek out stories of perseverance, wisdom, and success. Learning from others who have overcome challenges reminds you that change is possible and motivates you to keep moving forward. Practice gratitude daily to nourish your mind with positive thoughts. Focusing on what you appreciate shifts your attention away from lack or worry. Gratitude rewires your brain to notice the good around you, increasing happiness and mental strength. Each day list 3 things you are thankful for, no matter how small. This habit trains your mind to find value in everyday moments and strengthens your overall mindset. Use affirmations strategically to reinforce helpful thoughts. Affirmations are positive statements you repeat to yourself to build confidence and clarity. For example, saying, "I am capable of achieving my goals," or "I choose to focus on solutions," helps reprogram your subconscious. Choose affirmations that feel authentic and relevant to your journey. Repeat them consistently, especially during challenging moments. Over time, affirmations become a powerful tool to counter self-doubt and negative thinking. Challenge limiting beliefs directly. These are thoughts that tell you that you can't do something, don't deserve success, or are not good enough. Such beliefs often come from past experiences or cultural conditioning, but they are not truth. Identify your personal limiting beliefs by reflecting on areas where you feel stuck or hesitant. Then question their validity by gathering evidence of your strengths and achievements. Replace these beliefs with empowering statements grounded in reality and possibility. Feed your mind with curiosity and a willingness to learn. Embrace the mindset that growth is ongoing and mistakes are opportunities to improve. When you approach challenges with curiosity instead of fear, your thoughts become solutions-oriented rather than defeatist. Cultivate a habit of asking questions and seeking knowledge. This mental openness expands your thinking and increases your ability to adapt and succeed. Surround yourself with people who support strong and helpful thinking. Conversations with positive and growth-minded individuals influence your mental patterns. Seek mentors, friends, or communities that encourage constructive thoughts and provide encouragement. Avoid relationships that consistently drain your energy or reinforce negative perspective. The company you keep shapes your mindset and motivation profoundly. Set daily intentions to focus your mind on helpful thoughts. Each morning, decide what kind of mental state you want to cultivate. Do you want to be calm, confident, open-minded, or focused? Intend to notice and choose thoughts that support these qualities throughout the day. When distractions or negativity arise, gently remind yourself of your intention and redirect your thinking. Intentional focus trains your brain to prioritize empowering thoughts over unhelpful ones. Practice mindfulness to become aware of your thoughts without judgment. Mindfulness teaches you to observe thoughts as passing events rather than facts that define you. This awareness reduces the power of negative thoughts by breaking the cycle of attachment and reaction. When you catch a harmful thought, acknowledge it without criticism and let it go. This mental discipline creates space for stronger, more helpful thoughts to take root. Use visualization to feed your mind with positive mental images. Visualization is the practice of imagining yourself succeeding and experiencing your goals vividly. When you see yourself acting confidently, overcoming obstacles, and living your desired life in your mind, your brain starts to accept these images as possible realities. Visualization boosts motivation and shapes your behavior in ways that support your success. Make visualization a daily practice, spending a few minutes imagining your best self and life. Limit exposure to toxic environments that weaken your mental strength. This includes negative news cycles, social media comparisons, or places where criticism and fear dominate. Protect your mind by choosing when and how you engage with such environments. Create mental boundaries to maintain your peace and focus. Protecting your mind from negativity is an act of self-care and preserves your capacity to think clearly and positively. Celebrate your mental progress regularly. Notice how feeding your mind with strong and helpful thoughts improves your mood, decision-making, and relationships. Celebrate these changes to reinforce the habit and inspire further growth. Acknowledge that strengthening your mind is a journey that requires patience and commitment. Each positive thought you nurture is a step toward a more fulfilling and empowered life. Avoid multitasking with your When you scatter your attention across worries, plans, and distractions, your mind becomes overwhelmed and less effective. Practice focusing on one thought or task at a time with full attention. This concentration allows your helpful thoughts to deepen and take root. Simplifying your mental focus reduces anxiety and increases productivity. Develop a morning routine that includes mental feeding practices. Start your day with reading something inspiring, writing affirmations, or meditating. Beginning your day with strong thoughts sets a tone that influences your mindset all day long. Consistency in this practice creates a mental environment where positive thoughts flourish naturally. Balance feeding your mind with action. Thoughts alone don't change your life unless paired with consistent effort. When you strengthen your mind with helpful thoughts, let those thoughts guide your actions. Align your daily behaviors with your mental goals to create harmony between what you think and what you do. This alignment builds confidence and accelerates progress. Recognize and reframe negative self-talk immediately. Instead of allowing harsh or critical thoughts to take over, pause and ask if these thoughts are true or helpful. Replace them with constructive alternatives that empower rather than diminish. This habit strengthens your mental resilience and keeps your focus on growth. Practice self-compassion as you feed your mind. Be gentle when negative thoughts arise, treat yourself with kindness and patience. Self-compassion softens the impact of difficult thoughts and encourages a nurturing mental environment. When you feel supported internally, it's easier to maintain strong, helpful thinking. Remember that feeding your mind is a lifelong commitment. Your mental environment shifts constantly based on experiences and influences. Make it a daily priority to choose thoughts that support your best self. Over time, this dedication leads to profound mental strength, clarity, and emotional balance. Ultimately, the quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. Feeding your mind with strong and helpful thoughts fuels your potential, sharpens your focus, and empowers your choices. This habit is the foundation for lasting transformation and success. Commit now to nurture your mind daily with thoughts that inspire, motivate, and uplift you. Your future self will thank you for the care and intention you invest today. Chapter 15. Choose discipline when motivation starts to fade. Discipline is the cornerstone of lasting success, especially when motivation begins to fade. Motivation is powerful but often unpredictable and temporary. It fluctuates with your mood, energy, and external circumstances. Relying solely on motivation to keep moving forward leaves you vulnerable to setbacks and inconsistency. Discipline steps in as a reliable force that keeps you committed regardless of how you feel. It is the decision to act according to your goals, even when enthusiasm wanes. Cultivating discipline creates steady progress and builds resilience over time. The first step to choosing discipline is to recognize that motivation alone cannot carry you through challenges. Motivation is like a spark that ignites action, but discipline is the steady flame that sustains it. When motivation is high, you feel energized and ready to take on tasks, but when motivation dips, it can be tempting to postpone, avoid, or quit. This is the critical moment where discipline becomes your ally. Deciding to follow through despite low motivation separates those who succeed from those who give up. Building discipline starts with creating clear routines and habits. When actions become habitual, they require less mental energy and willpower. This automatic behavior removes the daily battle of finding motivation to start. For example, establishing a morning routine for exercise or focused work makes it easier to stay consistent. Habits anchor your discipline by providing structure and predictability. The more routines you build, the less you depend on fleeting motivation. Setting specific and achievable goals supports discipline by giving you clear targets to work toward. Vague goals lead to procrastination and scattered efforts. Define what you want to accomplish in concrete terms and break it into manageable steps. This clarity helps maintain focus and momentum when motivation fades. Having milestones to celebrate also reinforces discipline by providing motivation along the journey. Goals act like a roadmap guiding your disciplined actions. Accountability is a powerful tool to strengthen discipline. Sharing your goals and progress with others creates external motivation to keep commitment. When you know someone else is expecting you to follow through, you are less likely to quit. Accountability partners or groups offer support, encouragement, and sometimes gentle reminders that push you to stay on track. This social connection makes discipline easier to maintain because you are not alone in your efforts. Developing mental toughness is essential for discipline. This means training your mind to accept discomfort and resistance as part of the process instead of obstacles to avoid. Discipline requires doing things that are uncomfortable or inconvenient because they serve a greater purpose. When you learn to embrace challenge without resistance, you become stronger and more consistent. Techniques such as visualization, positive self-talk, and reframing difficulties as opportunities help build mental toughness. Focus on your why to fuel discipline. A deep personal reason for your goals creates meaning and motivation that lasts beyond surface-level excitement. Remind yourself regularly why the disciplined action matters. Whether it is health, family, career or personal growth. Connecting your discipline to core values inspires perseverance. When motivation fades, your why acts as an anchor, keeping you aligned with your purpose. Practice self-discipline in small daily choices. Every time you choose to do what's best rather than what feels easy, you strengthen your discipline muscle. These small wins build confidence and momentum. Over time, these actions add up to significant change. For example, choosing to wake up on time, avoid distractions, or prepare healthy meals are simple yet powerful ways to develop discipline. Create a supportive environment that reduces temptation and distraction. Discipline becomes easier when your surroundings encourage productive behavior. This might mean organizing your workspace, limiting access to distractions, or planning your day to avoid decision fatigue. When you remove barriers and create conditions for success, discipline flows more naturally. Design your environment to work for you, not against you. Learn to manage setbacks without losing discipline. Slips and failures are inevitable in any long-term effort. What matters is how you respond to them. Instead of giving up or feeling defeated, acknowledge mistakes without harsh judgment. Reflect on what went wrong and adjust your plan if needed. Use setbacks as learning experiences that strengthen your resolve. Discipline grows stronger when you persevere through challenges rather than avoiding them. Establish rituals to mark the beginning and end of disciplined work sessions. These cues signal your brain to focus and switch into a productive mindset. Rituals could be as simple as making a cup of tea before working or stretching for a minute. Consistent rituals create mental readiness and reduce procrastination. They help bridge the gap when motivation is low by providing familiar triggers for action. Balance discipline with rest and self-care to avoid burnout. Pushing yourself relentlessly without recovery depletes energy and willpower. Discipline is not about harshness or punishment, but about consistent effort supported by kindness. Schedule breaks, get enough sleep, eat well, and engage in activities that replenish you. When your body and mind are well cared for, discipline becomes sustainable and effective. Use visualization to reinforce discipline. Imagine yourself completing difficult tasks and feeling the satisfaction that follows. Visualizing success creates positive emotions that motivate action, even when motivation fades. This mental rehearsal trains your brain to expect reward from discipline. Make visualization a regular part of your preparation to strengthen your commitment. Practice saying no to distractions and immediate gratification. Discipline often means resisting temptations that derail your focus, whether it's social media, junk food, or procrastination. Learn to recognize these urges and consciously choose alternatives aligned with your goals. Saying no builds control and redirects your energy toward productive actions. Track your progress to maintain discipline. Recording achievements and efforts provides tangible evidence of your commitment. Seeing progress motivates continued effort and reveals patterns that help you optimize your approach. Use journals, apps, or simple checklists to monitor your disciplined actions. Regular review increases accountability and celebrates your consistency. Remind yourself that discipline creates freedom. Although discipline requires effort, it ultimately leads to more control over your life. When you consistently do what matters, you build habits and results that open doors to new opportunity. Discipline frees you from chaos and regret by creating order and purpose. Learn to separate feelings from actions. Discipline means acting regardless of how you feel at the moment. Feelings are temporary and change constantly. Waiting for motivation or the right mood leads to delay and frustration. Choosing discipline means taking action even when you don't feel like it, because you understand the value of your goals. Celebrate your discipline victory. Acknowledge and reward yourself for staying committed, especially during tough times. Celebrations reinforce positive behavior and boost morale. Choose rewards that support your goals, such as rest, hobbies, or experiences that nourish you. Develop a morning routine that builds discipline. Starting your day with consistent habits sets a tone of commitment and focus. When you follow your routine even on difficult days, you strengthen your ability to choose discipline over motivation. Practice patience with yourself in this journey. Building discipline takes time and effort. Be kind when you struggle and keep your attention on progress rather than perfection. Every disciplined choice you make is a step toward becoming the person you want to be. In conclusion, discipline is the reliable foundation for long-term success and growth. Motivation will always fluctuate, but discipline keeps you moving forward regardless of how you feel. By creating routines, setting clear goals, managing setbacks, and caring for yourself, you build unstoppable momentum. Choose discipline today and commit to showing up, even when it feels hard. Your future self will thank you for the strength and consistency you develop now. Chapter 16. Be alone without feeling lost or afraid. Being alone can feel uncomfortable for many people, but learning to be alone without feeling lost or afraid is a vital skill for personal growth and inner peace. Too often, we confuse being alone with loneliness, which is the feeling of isolation or disconnection. Being alone simply means spending time with yourself without distractions or external noise. When you become comfortable in your own company, you develop a deeper understanding of who you are, what you value, and what truly matters to you. This kind of solitude is a gift, not a punishment. To start feeling at ease alone, begin by shifting your mindset. See alone time as an opportunity rather than a problem. It is a chance to recharge, reflect, and listen to your inner voice. Many people avoid being alone because it forces them to face uncomfortable thoughts or feelings they usually distract themselves from. Instead of running from these experiences, allow yourself to sit with them gently. You will find that over time your fears lessen and your confidence grows. Create a quiet and comfortable space where you can spend time alone without interruption. This could be a corner of your home, a park bench, or a cozy chair with a book. The environment should invite calm and stillness. Use this space regularly to practice being with yourself. Turn off your phone or any devices that might pull your attention outward. Focus on your breath, your sensations, or the simple sounds around you. These moments build your capacity for peaceful solitude. Explore activities that enrich your alone time. Journaling is a powerful way to connect with your thoughts and emotions. Writing helps clarify your feelings and ideas and gives voice to your inner world. You might also try meditation or mindful breathing to anchor your attention and quiet your mind. Creative pursuits, such as drawing, painting, or playing music, can deepen your relationship with yourself. Choose activities that feel nourishing and bring you joy when you are alone. Being alone provides the chance to reflect on your life without external influence. Use this time to ask yourself important questions. What do I want? What am I grateful for? What lessons have I learned? What fears or doubts are holding me back? Reflection allows you to gain insight and perspective. It helps you realign with your true self instead of following others' expectations or distractions. Over time, this clarity creates confidence and peace. Understand that fear of being alone often stems from an unconscious attachment to external validation. When you rely too much on others for your sense of worth or happiness, being alone feels threatening. Building a strong internal sense of value helps dissolve this fear. Practice affirming your worth regardless of what others think or do. Remind yourself that you are whole and complete just as you are. This belief is the foundation for comfortable solitude. Recognize and honor your emotions during alone time. You may feel sadness, anxiety, or boredom initially. These feelings are natural and part of the process of getting to know yourself deeply. Instead of resisting or suppressing them, allow yourself to feel without judgment. Observing your emotions with curiosity and acceptance teaches you resilience and self-compassion. Emotional awareness strengthens your relationship with yourself and lessens the fear of solitude. Create boundaries that protect your alone time. It's okay to say no to social invitations or obligations when you need space. Communicate your needs honestly and kindly to others. Prioritize your well-being by carving out regular moments just for you. This practice sends a message to yourself that your relationship with yourself matters and deserves attention. Practice solitude gradually. If it feels overwhelming at first, start with small pockets of alone time each day, even just 5 or 10 minutes. As you become more comfortable, extend this time and explore different solo activities. Patience and consistency are key. Like any skill, being alone without fear grows stronger the more you practice. Use solitude to reconnect with your purpose and passions. When external distractions fade, you can hear your true desires more clearly. Spend time alone imagining your ideal life and what steps you want to take. This clarity fuels motivation and direction. Being alone is not emptiness, but a fertile space for creativity and growth. Avoid filling every moment with noise or distractions to escape yourself. Constant busyness can mask discomfort, but also disconnects you from your inner wisdom. Choose moments of silence and stillness to recharge deeply. This intentional slowing down improves mental clarity and emotional balance. Build rituals around your alone time to make it meaningful and inviting. Light a candle, drink tea slowly, or listen to calming music. Rituals signal to your brain that this time is special and worthy of your full attention. They enhance the quality of solitude and help you settle into peace quickly. Reach out for professional support if fears or negative feelings about being alone are overwhelming. Therapy or coaching can provide guidance and tools to navigate difficult emotions safely. Seeking help is a sign of strength and commitment to your well-being. Recognize that being alone can deepen your relationships with others. When you are comfortable and whole by yourself, you bring your best self to social connections. You are less dependent, more authentic, and better able to listen and give. Quality relationships grow from a foundation of strong self-relationship. Embrace solitude as a time for healing. Sometimes being alone allows you to process grief, stress, or trauma without outside pressure. This space helps you move through difficult experiences at your own pace. Healing solitude creates resilience and inner peace. Challenge cultural or social messages that equate being alone with failure or loneliness. These beliefs limit your ability to enjoy your own company. Choose to create your own narrative about solitude based on freedom, growth, and self-love. Practice gratitude for the gift of solitude. Appreciate moments when you can pause, breathe, and simply be with yourself. This attitude shifts your experience from fear to appreciation. Remember that solitude does not mean isolation. You can balance alone time with meaningful social interaction. Both are necessary for a healthy, fulfilling life. Use alone time to cultivate mindfulness and presence. Being alone naturally invites you to slow down and notice your senses and thoughts more clearly. This awareness enhances your emotional intelligence and mental well-being. Celebrate your courage each time you choose to be alone without fear. Acknowledge your growth and the peace you are creating within. These victories strengthen your self-trust. Know that your relationship with being alone evolves over time. Some days solitude feels nourishing, other days challenging. This fluidity is normal and part of your human experience. Ultimately, learning to be alone without feeling lost or afraid is a gift that empowers your entire life. It deepens your understanding of who you are and strengthens your ability to thrive in any circumstance. This skill provides a steady foundation for happiness, creativity, and connection. Choose today to welcome solitude as a source of strength and peace rather than a place of fear. Your future self will thank you for the inner freedom and confidence you develop through this practice. Chapter 17. Take bold steps toward your deepest goals. Taking bold steps toward your deepest goals is essential to turn dreams into reality. Many people have ambitions and desires, but hesitate to act decisively because of fear, doubt, or uncertainty. Bold action means moving forward with courage, even when the path is unclear or risks are present. It requires embracing discomfort and pushing beyond your comfort zone. Without bold steps, progress stalls and opportunities pass by unnoticed. Committing to courageous action transforms your life by creating momentum and opening doors you never imagined. The first key to taking bold steps is clarity about your deepest goals. When you understand exactly what you want and why it matters, you build a strong foundation for action. Deep goals connect with your core values and ignite passion. Write down your goals in specific terms and reflect on the emotional reasons behind them. This clarity fuels motivation and courage when challenges arise. Break your goals into manageable steps that can be tackled progressively. Boldness does not mean reckless leaps, but decisive moves aligned with your vision. Create a plan that balances ambition with practicality. Identify the next logical action you can take today toward your goal. Taking even small, bold steps consistently leads to significant change over time. Prepare yourself mentally to face fear and uncertainty. Bold action often triggers anxiety or self-doubt because it involves stepping into the unknown. Accept that fear is natural and does not have to stop you. Reframe fear as a sign that you are growing and challenging yourself. Use deep breathing, visualization, or positive self-talk to calm your mind before taking action. Develop a mindset of experimentation and learning. View bold steps as opportunities to gain information rather than guarantees of success. This approach reduces pressure and allows you to adapt quickly. When you treat action as a chance to learn, you become more resilient and open to new possibilities. Surround yourself with supportive people who encourage your boldness. Share your goals with friends, mentors, or coaches who believe in you. Their encouragement and accountability strengthen your confidence to act boldly. Avoid those who dismiss or discourage your ambitions as unrealistic. Positive social support is a powerful catalyst for courageous action. Celebrate each bold step you take, regardless of the outcome. Acknowledge your effort and bravery. Celebrations reinforce positive behavior and build momentum. Recognizing progress fuels motivation and reduces fear of failure. Use visualization to mentally rehearse taking bold action. Imagine yourself confidently overcoming obstacles and achieving your goals. Visualization trains your brain to expect success and prepares you emotionally for challenges. Spend a few minutes daily imagining the feelings and experiences of boldness and achievement. Challenge perfectionism that holds you back from acting. Waiting for everything to be just right delays progress and drains energy. Accept that imperfect action is better than inaction. Taking imperfect steps teaches you what works and what needs adjustment. Progress emerges from consistent effort, not flawless execution. Set deadlines to create urgency around your bold steps. Open-ended goals are easy to postpone. When you assign a timeline, you increase focus and commitment. Deadlines push you to prioritize action and avoid procrastination. Review and adjust deadlines realistically to maintain momentum. Focus on your strengths and resources when planning bold moves. Identify skills, experiences, or connections you can leverage. This positive inventory builds confidence and highlights practical ways to succeed. Recognizing your assets reduces overwhelm and increases your sense of capability. Stay flexible and ready to pivot when needed. Boldness includes the willingness to change direction if circumstances or information suggest a better path. Rigidity can turn bold action into stubbornness. Being adaptable helps you respond effectively to challenges and seize unexpected opportunities. Manage risk wisely by preparing for possible obstacles. Bold action does not mean ignoring consequences, but understanding and mitigating them. Anticipate challenges and create contingency plans. Preparation reduces anxiety and increases your ability to handle setbacks without losing momentum. Build routines that support boldness daily. Include habits that enhance your focus, energy, and confidence, such as exercise, mindfulness, or planning. Routines create a stable foundation that makes it easier to take risks and face challenges. Reflect regularly on your progress and adjust goals as needed. Taking bold steps is a dynamic process that benefits from ongoing evaluation. Assess what is working, what needs improvement, and celebrate milestones. Reflection deepens learning and sharpens your vision. Practice gratitude for the opportunities and courage you have. Gratitude shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance, making bold action more natural. Appreciating your journey fuels persistence and resilience. Recognize that boldness grows with experience. Each courageous step strengthens your confidence and expands your comfort zone. The more you act boldly, the easier it becomes. Commit to a lifetime of stepping into growth even when it feels uncomfortable. Remember that taking bold steps inspires others. Your courage can motivate friends, family, and colleagues to pursue their own dreams. Bold action creates ripple effects that extend far beyond your personal goals. Balance boldness with patience. While action is essential, some goals take time to materialize. Avoid rushing results or becoming discouraged by delays. Trust the process and keep moving forward with steady, bold steps. Avoid comparing your boldness to others. Everyone's path and timing are unique. Focus on your own growth and progress. Comparison can breed doubt and distract from your vision. Use failures and setbacks as fuel for boldness. Each obstacle offers lessons that deepen your wisdom and resilience. Analyze what went wrong without self-blame and use those insights to improve your next step. Develop a strong why that connects your goals to your identity and values. This purpose-driven motivation sustains boldness even when external rewards seem distant. Your why provides meaning and strength beyond temporary challenges. Create mental cues or reminders to prompt bold action. This might be a note on your mirror, a daily alarm, or a mantra you repeat. These cues keep your goals front and center and trigger action even on difficult days. Practice saying yes to opportunities that align with your deepest goal. Boldness involves embracing possibility rather than shrinking away. When new chances arise, consider how they fit your vision and act accordingly. Ultimately, taking bold steps toward your deepest goals transforms your life by turning vision into reality. It requires courage, clarity, preparation, and persistence. With each courageous move, you build momentum, confidence, and resilience. Choose today to step boldly forward even if the path is uncertain. Your future will reflect the strength you develop through decisive action now. Chapter 18. Trust the process and never rush change. Trusting the process and resisting the urge to rush change is one of the most important lessons for lasting transformation. Change, especially meaningful change, unfolds gradually and often in ways that are not immediately obvious. We live in a culture that prizes speed and instant results, but true growth takes time, patience, and steady effort. Learning to trust the process means embracing the journey as much as the destination. It requires letting go of impatience and control and allowing progress to happen naturally and sustainably. When you start a new habit or pursue a goal, it can be tempting to want to see dramatic results immediately. This desire for quick wins often leads to frustration when progress seems slow or invisible. The key is to understand that meaningful change involves small, consistent steps that build on each other over time. Just as a seed takes time to sprout and grow into a tree, your efforts need time to take root and flourish. Trusting the process means honoring these stages and knowing that what you are doing today matters even if the payoff is not immediate. Patience is the foundation of trusting the process. It is easy to become discouraged or doubt yourself when results are delayed. Instead of reacting to temporary setbacks or slow progress, choose to remain steady and persistent. Recognize that every effort you make adds up and that growth is happening beneath the surface even if you can't see it yet. This mindset reduces stress and helps you maintain focus on long-term success. Letting go of control is another essential aspect of trusting the process. You cannot predict or dictate every outcome or step on your journey. Some factors will be outside your influence. Trying to force change or speed things up often backfires and creates resistance. Surrender to the natural flow of growth and adapt to challenges and surprises with openness. Flexibility strengthens your resilience and allows you to respond wisely rather than react impulsively. Celebrate small wins and milestones along the way. These moments provide evidence that progress is occurring and boost your motivation. When you recognize the value in incremental achievements, you build confidence and reinforce your commitment. Small victories are the building blocks of larger success. Acknowledging them encourages you to keep going without rushing the bigger picture. Stay committed to your daily practices and habits even when the immediate impact is unclear. Consistency over time is far more powerful than occasional bursts of intense effort. Trust that every positive action you take is contributing to your transformation. Remember that habits are the foundation of long-term change, and each repetition strengthens new neural pathways in your brain. Reflect regularly on your journey to see how far you have come. When you step back and review your growth, you often realize that progress has been more significant than you thought. This perspective helps quiet impatience and self-doubt. Use journaling or conversations with trusted mentors to track your evolution and remind yourself of your resilience. Avoid comparing your timeline to others. Everyone's path is unique and influenced by different circumstances. Rushing to keep up with someone else's progress leads to frustration and undermines your confidence. Focus on your own pace and honor where you are in your journey. Trust that your process is the right one for you. Develop a mindset that values learning and growth rather than perfection or instant results. Mistakes and setbacks are normal and part of the process. Instead of seeing them as failures, view them as opportunities to learn and adjust. This attitude reduces fear and pressure and encourages experimentation and risk-taking. Use affirmations and reminders to reinforce trust in the process. Tell yourself phrases like, "I am growing every day," or "change takes time and I am committed." These positive statements help maintain belief and motivation during moments of doubt or impatience. Seek support and guidance from others who understand the value of trusting the process. Mentors, coaches, or support groups provide encouragement and perspective when you feel stuck. They remind you that transformation is a journey with ups and downs and share wisdom to help you stay steady. Balance effort with rest and self-care. Trusting the process also means honoring your need for recovery and rejuvenation. Pushing too hard without breaks leads to burnout and setbacks. Schedule time for relaxation, reflection, and activities that restore your energy. This balance keeps you sustainable and effective over the long haul. Practice mindfulness to stay present and engaged with your current experience. When you focus on what is happening right now rather than worrying about future results, you cultivate acceptance and patience. Mindfulness helps you appreciate the small moments of growth and keeps you connected to your journey. Remember that trust is built through repeated experience. The more you practice patience and observe positive results over time, the stronger your faith in the process becomes. Trust deepens as you witness how consistent effort naturally leads to transformation. Recognize that rushing change often comes from fear or discomfort with uncertainty. Sitting with that discomfort instead of reacting helps you develop courage and resilience. Embrace uncertainty as part of growth, rather than something to escape. Create rituals or routines that reinforce your commitment to the process. Regular practices signal your dedication and help you stay on track when motivation fluctuates. Rituals provide structure and stability amid change. Visualize yourself successfully navigating the journey with patience and trust. Picture overcoming obstacles calmly and steadily reaching your goals. Visualization prepares your mind emotionally and strengthens your belief in the process. Stay curious about your experience rather than judgmental. Ask yourself what each step is teaching you and how it is shaping you. Curiosity opens you to insight and reduces resistance. Avoid all or nothing thinking. Change is rarely linear or perfect. Expect fluctuations and progress that may seem slow or uneven. This realistic view reduces frustration and keeps you moving forward. Understand that trust in the process creates freedom. When you stop trying to control every detail, you release tension and open yourself to possibilities. This freedom allows you to enjoy the journey and discover new paths. Practice gratitude for the journey itself. Appreciate the chance to grow, learn, and evolve at your own pace. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, and builds joy in the present. Ultimately, trusting the process and never rushing change allows you to cultivate deeper, more sustainable growth. It strengthens your patience, resilience, and wisdom. By committing to steady effort, honoring your unique path, and embracing uncertainty, you build a solid foundation for lasting transformation. Choose today to slow down, trust the journey, and embrace every step along the way. Your future self will thank you for the peace, strength, and fulfillment this practice creates. Chapter 19. Protect your peace and guard your energy daily. Protecting your peace and guarding your energy every day is a vital practice that directly influences your happiness, productivity, and overall well-being. Life often throws challenges and distractions at us, and without clear boundaries, we can easily become overwhelmed, drained, or pulled away from what truly matters. Learning how to preserve your inner calm and manage your energy wisely empowers you to live with intention, make better decisions, and maintain focus on your goals. It is not selfish to protect your peace. It is essential self-care that enables you to give your best in all areas of life. Start by recognizing that your peace and energy are limited resources that need to be respected and conserved. Just like money or time, energy can be spent or wasted. Many people unknowingly give their energy away through constant worry, negative interactions, or overcommitment. Becoming aware of how you use your energy is the first step toward protecting it. Pay attention to what activities, people, and thoughts leave you feeling refreshed versus drained. This awareness helps you make conscious choices that support your well-being. Create daily boundaries that guard your mental and emotional space. These boundaries could include setting specific times to check emails or social media, limiting exposure to negative news, or saying no to requests that do not align with your priorities. Boundaries are acts of respect for yourself. They send a message that your peace is valuable and must be maintained. Clear boundaries reduce stress and increase your ability to stay calm and centered. Practice mindfulness to stay connected with your current state of mind and energy levels. When you develop this awareness, you can notice early signs of overwhelm or agitation and take steps to adjust before your peace is disrupted. Mindfulness allows you to pause and choose how to respond to challenges rather than reacting impulsively. Even a few moments of focused breathing during the day can reset your energy and calm your mind. Protect your peace by carefully choosing the company you keep. People have a profound impact on your emotional state and energy. Surround yourself with those who uplift, inspire, and support you. Limit interactions with individuals who drain your energy, create drama, or bring negativity. This does not mean cutting everyone out, but being intentional about how much time and energy you invest in different relationships. Healthy connections nourish your spirit and contribute to lasting peace. Develop a daily routine that includes practices to recharge your energy. This could be exercise, meditation, time in nature, creative hobbies, or restful sleep. Consistent self-care replenishes your reserves and builds resilience against stress. When you prioritize activities that refresh you, it becomes easier to maintain peace even amid life's demands. Learn to manage your thoughts as part of guarding your energy. Negative or repetitive thinking consumes significant mental power and disturbs your calm. Practice shifting your focus toward positive or constructive thoughts. Challenge unhelpful beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. Mental discipline is a key component of protecting your peace. Be mindful of your physical environment and its effect on your energy. A cluttered or chaotic space can create tension and distraction. Create a calm, organized, and pleasant environment that supports relaxation and focus. Small changes like decluttering, adding plants, or improving lighting can have a meaningful impact. Limit multitasking and focus on one task at a time. Multitasking splits your attention and drains mental energy quickly. When you concentrate fully on a single activity, you work more efficiently and preserve your energy. This focus also reduces frustration and creates a sense of accomplishment that protects your inner peace. Set realistic expectations for yourself and others. Overcommitting or striving for perfection leads to unnecessary stress and exhaustion. Recognize your limits and prioritize what truly matters. Accept that it is okay to say no or delegate tasks. Realistic expectations create space for calm and reduce energy drain caused by overwhelm. Practice gratitude daily as a way to protect your peace. Focusing on what you appreciate shifts your mind away from worry and negativity. Gratitude builds emotional strength and fosters a positive outlook that safeguards your energy. Even on challenging days, finding small things to be thankful for maintains inner balance. Establish healthy boundaries with technology. Constant notifications and screen time interrupt focus and increase mental fatigue. Schedule specific periods to disconnect and engage fully in offline activities. Technology breaks refresh your mind and help maintain peace. Engage in deep breathing or relaxation exercises during moments of stress. These techniques quickly lower tension and restore calm. Regular practice makes it easier to access peaceful states when needed. Avoid gossip, complaining, or negative conversations that sap energy. Choose conversations that uplift and inspire. If negativity arises, gently redirect the discussion or excuse yourself. Protecting your peace means protecting the quality of your social interactions. Recognize when your body signals exhaustion or burnout and respond promptly. Take breaks, rest, or seek support when necessary. Ignoring these signs depletes your energy and disrupts peace. Invest time in activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Doing what you love energizes your spirit and reinforces your inner calm. Purposeful living and joyful moments are powerful protectors of peace. Practice forgiveness toward yourself and others. Holding on to anger or resentment drains energy and disturbs peace. Letting go frees you emotionally and creates room for healing and calm. Cultivate a mindset of acceptance for things you cannot control. Resistance to reality causes unnecessary struggle and energy loss. Acceptance brings peace and allows you to focus your energy on what you can change. Maintain physical health through proper nutrition, hydration, and movement. Physical well-being is closely connected to mental and emotional energy. Taking care of your body builds a strong foundation for peace. Review your commitments regularly and release those that no longer serve your growth or happiness. Simplifying your schedule reduces stress and preserves energy. Remember that protecting your peace is an ongoing practice, not a one-time event. Each day brings new challenges and opportunities to choose calm over chaos. Your commitment to guarding your energy will strengthen with time. Know that by protecting your peace, you create a ripple effect in your life and those around you. Your calm presence positively influences relationships, work, and your overall environment. Stay patient and compassionate with yourself on this journey. Learning to protect your peace takes awareness, effort, and time. Celebrate your progress and keep refining your habits. Ultimately, protecting your peace and guarding your energy daily empowers you to live fully and intentionally. It equips you to handle life's ups and downs with grace and strength. Choosing peace is choosing your well-being, happiness, and success. Make this choice every day and watch your life transform. Chapter 20. Keep growing even when no one sees it. Growth is a deeply personal journey that often happens away from the spotlight and external validation. Many people look for recognition, praise, or approval as signs that their efforts matter, yet the most important growth occurs quietly and consistently, even when no one is watching. Keeping your commitment to self-improvement without an audience requires strength, patience, and trust in yourself. It means valuing your progress for its own sake and understanding that transformation is a gradual process that unfolds within. Choosing to grow when no one sees means focusing on your inner development rather than external approval. This mindset frees you from the pressure to perform or prove your worth to others. Instead, you become your own source of encouragement and validation. When you celebrate your small wins privately and acknowledge your effort, you build resilience that carries you through challenges and setbacks. The journey of growth becomes a sacred commitment between you and your future self. Progress is often invisible because change happens on a mental, emotional, or spiritual level before it manifests outwardly. New skills, habits, and perspectives develop beneath the surface long before they are recognized by others. This unseen growth builds a solid foundation for lasting success. Trusting this process means believing that your dedication will eventually translate into visible results, even if it takes time. Your consistent effort plants seeds that will bloom in their own season. Daily actions shape your growth more than grand gestures. Small, consistent steps create momentum that compounds over weeks, months, and years. Whether it's reading a few pages, practicing a skill, reflecting on your mindset, or taking care of your health, these daily habits build the framework of your transformation. By focusing on what you can control each day, you stay grounded and motivated even when external recognition is absent. Embracing solitude in growth helps you develop self-reliance and discipline. When no one is watching, your integrity is tested. Do you continue to show up for yourself and put in the work? This discipline builds character and confidence. It teaches you to be accountable to your own standards rather than relying on others' opinions. Over time, this inner accountability becomes a powerful force that drives you forward. Avoid the trap of comparing your journey to others' highlights. Social media and public success stories often show only the surface, not the behind-the-scenes effort. Comparing your quiet progress to someone else's public achievements can breed discouragement. Instead, focus on your unique path and the meaningful steps you take every day. Growth is not a race, it is a personal unfolding. Cultivating patience is essential when growth is unseen. Instant gratification is rare in deep transformation. Results may feel slow or inconsistent, but persistence keeps you moving forward. Trust that your investment in yourself is valuable even if immediate rewards are not apparent. Patience nurtures hope and steadies your commitment over the long term. Use self-reflection as a tool to recognize growth that might go unnoticed. Regularly check in with yourself to observe changes in your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and reactions. Journaling or meditation can reveal subtle shifts that indicate progress. These insights reinforce your belief in your own development and boost motivation. Celebrate effort and process over outcome. Focusing only on achievements can diminish the value of growth that happens quietly. Instead, acknowledge your courage to try, your willingness to learn, and your consistency. This focus encourages you to keep growing regardless of external validation. Find joy and meaning in the act of growing itself. When you view growth as a gift rather than a task, you cultivate intrinsic motivation. This joy sustains you through moments of doubt or fatigue. Learning to appreciate the journey enhances your resilience and deepens your connection to yourself. Surround yourself with a support system that values and understands your quiet growth. Share your goals and progress with trusted friends, mentors, or coaches who provide encouragement without needing public proof. Their support reminds you that your efforts matter even when they are not visible to everyone. Develop a growth mindset that welcomes challenges and failures as opportunities. Growth is rarely linear and often involves setbacks. Embracing this reality reduces fear of failure and keeps you moving forward. When you view obstacles as lessons, you build strength and wisdom that support continuous growth. Stay flexible and open to change in your growth path. Sometimes progress requires adjusting your methods, goals, or timing. Being rigid can stall development and create frustration. Adaptability keeps your journey alive and responsive to your evolving needs. Practice gratitude for the opportunity to grow. Appreciating your ability to change and improve fosters a positive mindset that fuels progress. Gratitude shifts focus from scarcity to abundance, making it easier to persist even in solitude. Trust your intuition and inner guidance. Growth often involves stepping into the unknown and making choices without external validation. Listening to your inner voice builds confidence and ensures your path aligns with your true self. Avoid the need to justify or explain your growth to others. Not everyone will understand or support your journey, and that is okay. Your commitment is personal and does not require outside approval. Respecting this boundary protects your energy and keeps you focused. Visualize your future self who has grown through consistent effort and quiet dedication. Picture the confidence, skills, and peace this version of you possesses. Visualization strengthens your resolve and connects present actions to future outcomes. Recognize that growth impacts all areas of life, even if changes are subtle at first. Improved relationships, emotional balance, decision-making, and resilience often develop gradually and enhance your overall quality of life. Trust that these ripple effects are signs of meaningful growth. Keep learning and seeking knowledge to support your development. Reading, courses, and conversations enrich your understanding and provide new tools. Continuous learning keeps growth dynamic and prevents stagnation. Maintain a healthy balance between pushing yourself and honoring your limits. Growth requires effort but not self-destruction. Listening to your body and emotions prevents burnout and ensures sustainable progress. Develop rituals or habits that symbolize your commitment to growth. These could include morning routines, reflective journaling, or goal review. Rituals create consistency and remind you of your dedication even when progress feels invisible. Accept that growth is a lifelong process without a final destination. Embracing this truth frees you from pressure and encourages a mindset of ongoing curiosity and openness. Life becomes a continuous opportunity for becoming more of who you are. Ultimately, keeping your growth alive even when no one sees it is an act of faith in yourself and the process of transformation. It requires discipline, patience, and deep trust. By committing to this unseen journey, you build a foundation for lasting success, fulfillment, and self-mastery. Choose today to honor your quiet progress and keep moving forward with confidence. Your future self will benefit immensely from the dedication you show in the present moment.